King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. Through the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray.
Back to the future.
It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul.
Can't go, can't quench, everlasting burning fire. Babylon, you rent down. Can't go, can't quench, everlasting burning fire. Read that judgment, I tell you. Can't go, can't quench, everlasting burning fire. Babylon get rent down. Can't go, can't quench, Ethiopia, mature desire. Babylon. There's nothing in them system of which they create all around. They criticize their own eyes, but yeah, they would catch at a straw if they were to drown. They're not different from those scribes and Pharisees who come around. Dialogues in the corners, skylarks on the streets, flirts in the towns. They never do positive. They find a joy making people business their own. Dance a yard before you dance a grab. The high priest tell you that I knew them from God and go get good ways. True grace of the perch we pass a young gate. You have the young good ways. It give you long days. Now take no bribe from not a true face. Go get good ways. Good ways. Perch we pass a young gate.
Back to the future.
Take these words of divine to the princess right away. Tell her to be fine. I don't want her to stray. Words of divine to the empress right away. Tell her to be mine. I don't want her to stray. Knowing your portion, who knows your motion? Joyful will I be in your eyes. Put away pollution. Sabbatic and strong. Royalty belongs to my side. Let us care for the younger ones. The children is a ton. Nature grows and prove you qualify to know and overstand. No segregation. That is not the works of the wise. Words of the vine to the princess right away. Tell her to be fine, never go astray. Words of the vine to all the woman right away. Put Selassie for no mind, never go astray.
It was a lonely night, a night like this, when I lay down on my bed. When I thought about the God I serve and all I'm going through, as the memories rush down through my mind, it brought tears down to my pillow. Saying to myself, I must rise and go and testify. 'Cause man was made to serve God, and together we live forever. Man was made to serve God, and together we live forever. Upon this earth on which I trod to teach the word of God, my Bible is my only shield, and the music is my rod. I pray mankind would hear my voice and listen when I call. But all they do is carry on like they don't care at all. Man was made to serve God, and together live forever.
Back to the future.
Man was made to serve God, and together live forever.
I know just how to be smart, and I know just how to cry. I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove. I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you loose. And I know the night is fading, and I know the time gonna fly.
Back to the future.
And I'm never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you, and I know I gotta give it a try. And I know the road to reach it, and I know the ways to fail. I know all the rules, and I know how to break, and then I only know the devil again.
Yeah, this one is called Lover's Choice. Never know you would I really feel so nice, love sponge. I don't wanna let you go. With you I'm in no hurry. Oh no, this one is called Lover's Choice. Never know you would I really feel so nice, love sponge. I don't wanna let you go. With you I'm in no hurry. God, you're lovable, kissable, desire the inevitable. Without your sweet caress, I'm so damn miserable. Touch your finesse, feel the fur off your cup. Seeing you walk away, saying my eyes in smoke. You're traceable, you cable. I demand them after you. They claim you do something they just can't explain to the brain. Yeah, man shouldn't have no complaint. Oh no, this one is called Lover's Choice. I never knew you would I really feel so nice, love sponge. I don't wanna let you go. With you I'm in no hurry.
Undeniable that we should be together. It's unbelievable how I used to say I'd fall never. Basis is need to know. If you don't know just how I feel, then let me show you now
Back
that
to the future.
if all things in time will reveal. Yeah, oh, you're like a dream come true. Just wanna be with you, baby. And girl, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. And all, maybe steps 1, 2, 3, I make you fall in love with me. If ever I believe my work is love.
Worries and problems. Get to youths are working hard to survive. Politicians still coming with bribe. But then the youths are holding on. Worries and problems. Get to youths are working hard to survive. But politicians still coming with bribe.
Father, we seek your blessing. Every day our children cry. Although some of us are missing, restore life of a dying night. Father, we seek your blessing. Every day our children cry. Although some of us are missing, restore life of a dying night.
I'm waiting on my baby. He may be gone from my side for a while, but I'm not cheating. No, I'm waiting on my baby. No matter what I'm trying to what the guy can give me no better love.
Anytime she come around, something is about to go down. Listen to the siren sound. Wake up right now. Cause if I was to go to sleep, catch me dreaming of a way to creep. Trouble always seems to follow me. Oh, don't follow me now. I tried to tell her no. I already have a friend. She said nobody has to know. I got to let her know. So I had to walk on by. She can't be my lover. She flashing me them pretty brown eyes. She can't be my lover. Though that green grass on the other side. She can't be my lover. All I can say is hi. She can't be my lover.
Sweet to my baby girl with the sexy little attitude. Hot it up because you know so that's really rude. Steam it up because you know you got me in the mood. Shana Paul, Estelle.
If I was to tell you just how much I need you, would you come tonight? Or would you not believe me? Cause a love that easy never turns out right. I'm trying to change the rules. You deserve something good in your life. We waited for far too long, so come get your blessings tonight. Baby, won't you come over, love, so I can show you love.
Straight away.
Promise I got enough to give you all that you need. Baby, so many search to find love that's as good as mine.
It's a sign.
I wouldn't waste your time, so bring it all to me,
Alright.
baby.
Girl, I've been waiting for the longest time just to run, come and give it its love. Yeah, yeah. Girl, you know that you've been on my mind. Can't sleep at night and such. Baby girl, now that you have shown me the sign for press gas and don't bother with the clutch. Baby girl, I'm gonna give you loving all night long, so strong that you won't forget my touch. Baby girl.
Baby, let me teach you, give you love instruction, show you what I know. We should take it easy, no need to rush, no, take it nice and slow. All this love I can give to you, I expect just a bit in return. You don't have to be perfect, love, as long as you're willing to learn. Baby, won't you come over, love?
Baby girl,
so I can show you love.
show me, girl.
Promise I got enough to give you all that you need, baby. So many search to find love that's as good as mine. I wouldn't waste your time, so bring it all to me.
So let me tell you that
just the other day, you said I ran into this beautiful lady. She asked me my name, and I told her it's Egyptian. You needed to lay.
That's the future.
Maybe someday from her body, and I said, baby, quickly. She said, don't want you to tell nobody that I give it to you so easy. I said, with me, baby, you don't need to worry. She said, she never felt so right. I said, yes, baby, we don't need to know. She said, she never felt so right. I said, yes, baby, we don't need to know.
Every moment, every day of my life, you know I'll be loving you. Loving you. 'Cause the way that we feel is so right, you know I'll be loving you.
Sacrifice for all my life. You and me will be together for better or for worse. I vow through ups and downs, here and now, until forever. I'll sacrifice. I'm safe, secure, every care around me melt away. When you hold me, I forget every word that I wanted to say. I'm really lost in your love. There's no one else for me. I surrender completely.
Love is much more to life than just words. Love is much more than to say you love. Love is call on me, brother. Love is call on me, sister.
So when me look up in my life, it's plain to see that it's ever gonna be the same. Take another step on toward my destiny. But the memories still remain deep in my brain and on my soul. I hold the key. Then it's never gonna be the same. Throughout life and beyond all eternity, so we keep burning.
Tell me how come here in Jamaica so many people still a white rasta. Tell me how come? Down a East West, them never charge minimum, but them charge Sizzler. Tell me how come? People are some out on street, not seem to love the Prime Minister. Tell me how come? Those in power don't seem to care. Oh, it's 'cause life is so unfair. In this sweet paradise, this is what we swear. How many can I see you see that everyone treated crime, and this is why so many die, leaving so many to die. Now we want you to say, tell me how come. Everybody say it loud. Everybody say it real loud. Shh. Come on. There's so much guns in the streets and none of them gun they never make ya. Don't I East West, them never chat man, but them chat Sizzler. The dollar value's going down and everything's going up around town. Tell me how come but the let them get gone down. The life is so unfair. You've been sweet paradise, this is what we swear. How many can you say you see people? Everyone treated equal, and this is why so many times.
The biggest songs of the summer, every day and all night long on Boom Summerfest. The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Anyway, the rhythm and the iron and the man where they can go from. In the engine. It's a vibes in the section when we jam into the steel bun. In the engine. Come on, join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room, we go jam it steady. In the engine room, we go get on wassy. In the meantime, why don't you join the line, grab your bottle and spoon, and come let we party in the engine room. Ooh, yeah. Well, how else we will survive if we don't create a vibe? This is a big part of the life, so soca must live and never die. In this party atmosphere, so sweet that I can't describe. So all the artists, you must be here, cause without an engine, can't, so we cannot dive. No oxygen, cause we got dipsy dive. So we got to come together and try to find a way. No more fight down, we got a unify. Let them keep the money, we not taking back. They go come run me down when you see them. Get this song when you're ready. They will be the man where they come go down. In the engine. It's a vibe in the section when we come into the steel bun. In the engine. Come on, join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room, we go jam it steady. In the engine room, we go get on wassy. In the meantime, why don't you join the line, grab your bottle and spoon, and come let we party in the engine room.
What? Today? Don't tell me about work, I out on the road today. Me and some pretty, I out on the board today. I don't care what time of day it is, I'm drinking rum to rum. Boss, I'm not coming to work today. I can't see. No, nothing wrong with my eyes. I just can't see myself coming to work today. Thank you. In other words, I ain't not doing what today. Don't tell me about work, I out on the road today. Me and some pretty, I out on the board today. I don't care what time of day it is, I'm drinking rum today. I'm having fun today. Yeah! Holiday. Today is a holiday. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not going to work today. Holiday. Today is a holiday. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not doing no work today.
Morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
You're singing that song with a passion, right? Me or you? Which one? I'm already here. I'm already here.
When
so.
you had to be at work for 6 o'clock.
Nah, man, I don't mind the
Obviously.
early morning, but sometimes I mind the cold water. But I don't really mind.
Cool water. It's getting out of bed. You talk about cool water getting out of bed.
It's weird because after you've done it for about a week, right?
You
You get accustomed to it.
Yeah, my
So,
body get accustomed.
I noticed
It's 5 o'clock.
I'm telling you,
I'm
even
up.
before that, because my alarm is set to go off at 4:45 around there, right? Because I don't have that much to do, so I'm like, I noticed before that, dude, I'm already up. My body's already up, even not dreading because the place is cool and all of that. But I'm good. I'm good for now in terms of the time getting up, really and truly. It's the other things. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning to our early risers, those of you who normally come in real early. Sachin, we also want to say good morning to Preston. Good morning to you. Good morning to Royal Williams and Rufus. Everybody else, remember when you come through. Remember when you come in to share the live, huh? Share the live when you come in. So I want to say good morning to those of you who are shift workers. Good morning to you. This morning on OMG, we are going to touch on a few things. But before we get there, two things I want to jump on real quick. Just two things. A friend of mine is getting married. A school friend of mine.
They need a DJ?
I'm not sure, but they're getting married, and it's a she, right? We weren't that close, but I remember her. And yes, people change. I don't know. All you guys who are getting married.
You surprised to see her getting married?
All of you who are getting married, right? Let me just say congratulations to you, those of you who are engaged. Even those of you who are, who are pregnant and, you're setting to give birth, congratulations to you. I really think, I want to say, before we give out the certificates, would you call them the marriage certificates? Maybe we should have people do counseling first, because I don't think people realize how serious marriage is. Or maybe we need to restructure the marriage agreement, Maybe we need to restructure that and make it a bit more contractual in terms of a bit more, put a bit more specifications in there, I think people need to understand how serious this thing is. I don't think the reality kicks in for some people until it's kind of too late or later down in it or when they get in trouble, because y'all need to, do you really and truly understand? I think most men understand this, but women, you guys are always so excited. You're always so ready. You push the men into asking you to marry them. Do you realize this is the only penis you're going to get forever? Like, that's it, yo. Until you decide to end this, that's it. That's all you're going to get. You know how hard it's going to be for you. I think once you know yourself, you have to make sure you know what you're doing. All right. I think some people need to go out and put themselves, what do you call that? Well, the men just call it. Get some experience, I think we know ourselves, and if you know you're a partier, go out and do a little partying before you settle down, really and truly.
Well, why do you have to cut out everything when you get married? Why do women?
You don't have to cut out everything. Like what? Tell me some of the things that you think you shouldn't have to cut out.
Nothing. Just respect and spend. So
you should still sleep with other people, but be respectful about it. Like,
we're not talking about that. We're talking about like your common, your regular life, your day-to-day lifestyle.
I don't think you have to cut out. It's true. It's true because, like, for instance, after you're married, it ain't seem like you could dance with anybody else. You can't dance with no other man. You can't dance with no other woman.
You can't go out with the friends and you guys.
No, that's not true. I personally believe, Shady, when you're you should have a life besides your wife. Trust me. Don't make your wife your life and think that, be dependent on her, for your social life. For your entire happiness should not revolve around one person. That is just my opinion. Have a life. You should have your boys' time. You should be able to have time with your kids separate from your wife. Also, do it together. But you should, I think I'm weird, but I really don't think your whole life should revolve around your spouse. I shouldn't say wife. I should say it shouldn't revolve around your spouse, really and truly. But I think maybe we should look at that marital contract, and it needs some revision. A lot of time has passed, and I know some of y'all might kill me for this. It's not that I'm not taking it serious. I'm taking marriage very serious, and this is why I think we should make it a bit more contractual. Put in specified time. It may vary for each couple, because everybody's different. If right now we making different laws to include a whole heap of other things, if a man can marry a man, I think we can revisit the marital contract and put in some stipulations in there. Because that's what it is. It's a binding contract. That's basically what it is. That tells
which,
you,
if you breach, the woman ends up with everything.
Exactly. And that too, you have to look at that. You see what I'm saying? It needs some revision. Back in the day, in probably my time and my mother's time, when women were different and men were different, we could have adhered to some of the things, but people are changing. The world has changed
a lot,
and with that, I think we should revisit it, because apparently some people can't stay with people too long. You see how marriages are short these days, especially in the celebrity world. Well, that's movie life. That's why they say that's movie life. They're real people. I swear, sometimes the way they enter into marriage and then the next 4 months it's done, they call for divorce or some kind of thing. You see what happened with Keke? If that is true, Keke Palmer broke up, or they broke up. Keke Palmer and her boyfriend broke up. They just had a young child, and they broke up because he made a comment about how inappropriate her dress was.
Yeah, it's that.
So I don't understand. And they were together for a while before they brought it out to the public. And then all of a sudden you break up because the man mentioned the state of your dress, for somebody who has a young child. She may not have liked how he said it, but the truth hurts. That's the thing. The truth stings a little bit. So I don't understand. But maybe we should look at that, put in some little stipulations that maybe the amount of time spent together, you can have, the minimum is 5 years. Have like a 5-year contract.
How long do you think people should date before they get married? Because some people just date for a couple.
Nah, if you just met the person,
when they're actually together, they realize they're not that compatible.
Yeah, because dating and living with somebody is very different. When you live with that person, they get more relaxed and they're now comfortable. So you get to see who they are, really and truly.
Okay, so I guess that will also include sex before marriage.
Why you this haggerty? Why you haggerty?
Nice and thing, but when it reaches that part now, there's a lot of disappointment. Do you think you could live?
I think, listen, here you go now. Putting aside your morals, your Christian values, let's put that aside, right? I personally believe so. I think so. I think, even though you don't have sexual intercourse, at least you should see what you're getting. I'm just saying. Even though you don't have sexual intercourse, you should see what you're getting.
It's different for a guy to see what he's getting.
Point. Point. You got me there. But I don't know what to say with that one. I kind of agree. You know, obviously, morally, we don't want our children shacking up with a man, you know, or shacking up with a woman. But like I said, the world is changing. We live in a different place, yo. Sometimes you're so surprised, like you decide to wait on your husband, and you know, you get a transgender somebody. Surprise.
Shim.
That's not even the case, because that's not even some of it too, because there's some women who are they don't even mind that, as long as you know how, you know, to maneuver yourself and do your thing, you know. Beckett say apply the Beckett method. So I'm just saying, but maybe that's something we can talk about and think about, because you know that's definitely. Junior says some women are fast becoming more aggressive and independent. Y'all ain't going like what I'm saying as usual, and y'all going probably tag me with some things, but like I think the way how women behave now is all their fault. It's men's fault. I have to say that. I really have to say that. If the males had been a bit more with themselves, I don't know, I think women would behave better. You know, a lot of things that women try to push to you as a man, if you said, no, I'm not about that, or if more men would have said, you know what, we're not about that, you know, coming and doing half the things they're doing now. I keep remembering, they have me so self-conscious because it's OMG in the morning, and you know, it's probably too early for some of these conversations. So I'm self-conscious about saying certain things, you know, and then again, Pastor coming on. But I think men tolerated a lot of things from women, and they were very, and then women felt it was okay. And then we have the liberal, the feminists who are going to say, Jill, you're not a woman. We have our own, you know, yes, it's our bodies and we can wear what we want and da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, it is our bodies. Yes, we can wear what we want, but we should have, we should respect our bodies, you know, be aware of the world we live in. And yes, the world we live in, when it changes, we're supposed to change with it, because I don't know how you know, right? You live in an area that's very flammable, right? And with that said, you're gonna wear a ton of wigs, and do a whole heap of, that's probably a bad scenario, but you're going to be carrying a whole heap of fire with you around the place, or you're going to carelessly light things. I mean, if you know really and truly that we live in a certain culture, adapt to where you're at. I'm just saying, not because you have the right to do something means that you should do it and that it's right. If you understand that, you might not, but that's just my part on that. Jill, is about making compromise, working with what you get. That is true, Preston. That is true. So Rufus says, Jill, marriage is biblical. It's between a man and a woman. Therefore, it's a Christian thing. If one is not of that faith, then it should only be called a union. Then contractual terms could be applied. Other than that, it should be respect in the terms by which God hand this down to people, Christians. Okay, since you went there, now remember, we're not trying to pull down marriage. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're not trying to disrespect it either, right? What does the Bible say about marriage? All right, let's go back. What does God say about marriage? You know, we know his disciples would have had some things to say about it, but what did God stipulate about it? You know, I think most of the I think most of the things we follow in marriage is basically from um, our own moral values. Till death do us part. Who made up all that? Do you know, Shady?
No.
Or that the vows that you recite. Who made that up? That wasn't handed down. That God didn't say that. Most marriages fail because it's center on impressing John public as opposed to respecting and caring for the person you married. 23 years marriage and I'm still happy. Most importantly, I learned respect is important as love. Very, 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 very true. It's a huge part of love, if I might say. Trust is the key ingredient. Your trust is the key ingredient. All right, I'm glad you brought that up. Trust is a key ingredient. It's one of the key ingredients. Now, after that trust is broken, can a marriage still work? Answer me that. Can a marriage still work after trust is broken? Because most people now, when trust is broken on any side, whether it's the male side or the female side, don't most people just pack up and leave? Say, we not do that. Like, I just think as times change, maybe we should look at some of these different. Somebody says marriage sucks. Oh, look who said that. Chat boy.
What?
Marriage sucks. The feminist movement fooled all you women to think you don't need a man when you live in a world that was built by us men. But not everybody believes that, you know. Not everybody believes that, you know, but it is trending. That mentality is trending. It's sad, but it's true. The whole I'm an independent woman thing. I don't need a man. I need a man. I need a man for various reasons. All right. Let me just put that out there. I don't know about them. Listen, I think they just say that, you know, we need men. We need men, not just to procreate. We don't just need it for our sexual desires. You know, we don't need them for the financial aspect of things. We need a man because who else is going to teach our children, our boys to become men? You know, we need a man because yes, we could probably do the same things men can do, but to what extent? Really and truly, I'm all for equal rights, but really and truly, you know, to what extent? We need men to do the things that we don't want to do. Put it like that, you know. We need men to build our buildings, you know, cars. Why can't we just share the responsibility of it all? Why do we have to go down that road where it seems like we try to, like, division is placed in everything. Okay, it should be men and it should be women. I don't know. I haven't had enough coffee for this conversation, I think. But really and truly, I don't get that. To be an independent woman, you got to discard the men. Yes, men have their ways, but they have their uses, you know. And they're very valuable. A man has his value. And once you understand that, you'd look at things a lot differently. Like I said, this is a great conversation. You know, good morning, Doug. If trust is lost, the relationship is over, or both parties is just remaining together for a life of hell. You see that, Rufus, right there? Why can't you rebuild trust? Why? Why is it that, like, let's say a man cheats on his wife, or a woman cheats on her husband, right? For whatever reason. Why is it it has to end there? If we're going with the Christian laws and rules, you know, remember you took vows in this marriage, you know, those vows don't just apply when it's convenient for you. You understand? So what happened to your vows? Sickness and health, for better, for worse, rich or poorer. What happened to your vows? So from the minute that somebody decides, and I think we're always looking at cheating. Marriages don't just end because of cheating. Marriages don't fail because somebody cheats. There's so many other reasons why marriages fail, you know? And it doesn't have to, cheating doesn't have to break trust alone. That's not the only thing that could damage the trust in a relationship. So you see, we're so quick to say these vows. We're so quick to accept the engagement. You know, we pressure the men. We drop little hints. You know, even the men do it. And we're like, you know, we've been living together for 2 years, or we've been together for so long. I think it's time we, you know, make this thing legit, or whatever y'all say, and then not fully realizing exactly what you're stepping into. And I think the more trust can be rebuilt if we take the time. Sadly, we give up easily. Sharman says, most of us think you just highlighted women are first in those areas, with the exception. Most of us, what? This is blocking me. Let me just read this out real quick. Yeah, most of the think you just highlighted women are first in those areas, with the exception of producing sperms. All right, Trevor. I kept that one a little confusing because I think you missed out. Most of the men think, is that what you're trying to put there? But anyway, I get you. Talk for the women. Them you date, all women don't depend on men. Oh, he's responding to somebody else. All right. Guys, like I said, you don't have to agree with me, but I think the matter of contractual terms, maybe changing the vows, putting in different stipulations. And I'm not talking about a prenup. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about when you enter. Do they still do counseling before you get married? Oh, you don't know.
I'm not sure. I doubt.
Maybe that should be a must. Before you get married, you have to do some kind of counseling. Does that work though? Does it work? Does that highlight the seriousness? Like, and let's say they go counseling. What do you do as the counselor, the pastor who's doing the counseling, when you realize these two ain't ready yet? What do you do? Like, they come to you to get, because they don't have to get married in your church. You understand? They might want you to do it, but they don't have to get married in your church. But I'm simply saying, like, what do you do? How do you stop them? Listen, I'm sorry, but I don't think you guys are ready. And yes, unfortunately, I cannot do these proceedings for you. How many pastors are going to turn them down? How many pastors are going to do that?
I could stack those questions. And
you know, you really should. You really should. That's so weird. He's so weird. I don't know, Dr. Richards. He never gives you the answer that you expect. Yeah, I was trying to see too. He never gives you the answer that you expect. So, but we'll throw it out there anyway. Guys, I got to remind you, coming up at 7:30, we have Paladin coming in to talk to us about security. All right. Remember, your security, your family's security is priceless. So we're going to be hearing from Paladin at 7:30. Also, I'm expecting a guest to come in today. So I tried verifying this yesterday, but I got no answer. But we have a guest coming in. For all you guys who are unemployed, let me just drop this out real quick. If you're unemployed, you're looking for a job, Peppercorn is looking for cashiers. So they have vacancies, so you can definitely check them out. Peppercorn, they're looking for vacancies. They're looking for people to fill those vacancies. So, you know, get out your CVs And I noticed some people are still asking for you to write an application. I think that is wonderful. I just have to say that. I think it's wonderful that some employers are still asking you to write an application instead of, typing it out, emailing it, or filling out a form. That way you have an indication when you ask them to write the application, the job application, right? You get an insight into different things, the way they think, the English, the English language excuse me. Yes. Anyway, I know we gotta go, Shady, but you get a look into to the English skill sets and
So
different things.
if you fall short in that area, that means you're less likely to get a job, even though you could do the job that you're applying for.
Not really. I think no. I'm not saying that will determine you getting a job, but it gives you insight. You understand? You get a little insight. You see, okay, what their composition skill is like right away. I'm not saying it's gonna deter you. I'm just saying, and it gives you practice. Just now, people are going to forget how to write. I'm telling you, people are going to forget how to spell. I ain't telling a lie. Sometimes due to texting a lot, you forget a word. I'm like, how do you spell that again? And come on, this is a word I should remember how to spell. That don't happen to you?
Out of Kirk,
that don't happen to you?
I wasn't that good in
spelling. No, I was real good. English is my thing. I'm telling you, English is my thing. So I didn't need that autocorrect. Probably 1 out of 10 times I would depend on it. But due to the texting all the time, come on, we forget these things. So it's good. That's our thing. That's our thing. We want the easy life, the easy way, the convenient way. Yes, we got to take a commercial pause. So we're going to talk about some dashing just now, some agriculture. We're also going to talk about some social issues. Should I say social issues? Guys, I'm coming in. Let me just get these live reads out of the way. Remember to link up with Boom 1069 on all our social media platforms. All right. IKTV, our sister station, channel 112. They're the number one source for entertainment, movies, and informative programming, and so much more. Shout out to Max Pizza and Kitchen. Shady, don't forget to order my pizza. Our pizza. Don't forget to order our pizza from Max Pizza and Kitchen in Beckway. Guys, remember they deliver right here on mainland. So all you got to do is place your order.
Italian sachets, half fish, half.
No. Don't put my fish. No, don't put no fish on my pizza, please.
Meat lover.
All right. Meat lovers or something with pineapple on it. Yeah.
Why people put pineapple on pizza?
I don't know. It just brings a different vibe. And maybe it's because I love pineapple. I think the pineapple lovers don't mind that, but some sour with the sweet is always good. Yeah. So Max Pizza and Kitchen, if you want to give them a call to order your pizza, you can call them at 458-3474 or 528-1854. All right. All orders would be delivered by Max representative upon the arrival of the Beckway Express on Friday at the wharf. Be there for 5:30. Okay, guys. And those are for you guys who love Max Pizza and you want to enjoy it right here on mainland. Of course, we know you guys in Beckway, you partake almost every day. Do you know sometimes when you go to Max Pizza, of course, you know this, how hard it is depending on the time you go there to get a table. So it's full. Let me see. Flo. Let's Flo. If you need internet, Flo has got you covered. Get internet free for 1 month plus a chance to be $1,000 richer when you sign up for internet or bundle your services. Flo, keeping you connected and putting money back in your pocket.
Boom Summerfest.
Get up to 30% off in a Corn Steel Omania! From home last.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Keeping it for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Protect the children. Yeah. Don't be afraid to speak out. Teach the kids their rights. Physical and sexual abuse must stop. Join me.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
This is Locally Made. My name is Jillian Crookshank. Join us on IKTV channel 112, where we premiere and air Locally Made, a program featuring locally made produce right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We'll show you how it's made and how it is done. Remember, every Thursday, 8 p.m. on IKTV channel 112.
Vincent. This summer with Inter-Caribbean.
Paladin SVG Inc. alarm solution is second to none. We offer intrusion alarm systems, security radar, active infrared beams, and emergency alarm systems. Get perimeter protection for your premises. Active infrared beams protect large areas. Our radar video linkage solution sends data to PTZ cameras for active target tracking, so you can take immediate action. Intrusion alarm systems offer reliable protection and records video the moment the alarm is triggered and sends footage to users via email or the app. Intelligent alarm systems mean you can control your home from anywhere in the world. Find out more at Paladin SVG Inc. at telephone number 784-457-7241.
Entertainment by SVG's top DJs. So SVG gets ready. Come on out and make memories.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon, this is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered?
Is also covered with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColorView. View in color, even in darkness.
Find out more at Paladin SVG Inc. at telephone number 784-457-7241.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Moto there. I know I got me jut now. Single people time. Oi, hey, I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman. I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman. You know why them just man, them just. I don't want 1 girl, 2 girl, 3 girl, 4, 5 girl, 6 girl, give me more. 5, 10, and 20 more. I just want them more. I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman. Say I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman. Say I don't want a red girl in my life, no. And I don't want a red girl in my life, no. Ha. Red girl go send you mad. Red girl go break your heart. And I don't want a red girl in my life, no. Take it easy. Ha. None of them red girl, them could please me. Most of them only want your money. Say I don't want a red girl, them. Most of them is problem, yeah. Say I don't want a red girl in my life, no. And I don't want a red girl in my life, no. Ha. Red girl go send you mad. Red girl go break your heart. And I don't want a red girl in my life, no. Them red girl, them don't have no behavior. Them red girl, them hot like pepper. Don't give me no red girl, no. They can't even trust them anywhere that they go. They say that they love you and them love your soul, yeah. So keep them red girl away.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
OMG in the morning. Oh my gosh. In the morning. On this beautiful Tuesday morning. Real quick, let me just remind y'all, coming up, we have council coming through. We also have Ronnie coming through, Ronnie Daniel. He'll be coming through. We're going to be talking about some things that I just wanted to touch on. He's going to be giving me a little bit of his input on different things. Let me see what else. Mr. Weeks is on today.
No, it's Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, good. So we have free up a little bit. So until Jumma come through, right? Guys, I didn't mean to start up with this conversation. Huh? It was just from seeing certain things and seeing how people behave. Even some of my experience, some of the things that I would be going through in married life, it puts things into perspective in terms of how we look at marriage. And somebody made a very interesting point that I have to point out. Who was it? Richard Brown said, Joe, how can a pastor who is unmarried counsel someone about marriage? All I can say about that one, right, is that I think that he counsels them in terms of the religious side of it, the religious aspect of it, in terms of making sure that they understand the part that God plays in the marriage. To be honest, my count, I didn't get no counseling before I got married. I'm gonna lie to you, I didn't get no counseling. I didn't. I got married pretty young, and when I agreed. Like, that was it. I didn't need nobody to tell me. I'm sorry. I wasn't very traditional. I'm still not in a lot of ways. But I learned a lot of things after I got married and after, yeah. That's a really good question. You were going to say something about that, Shady? Somebody's calling. Let me take this call. Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Good morning, my sister, my brother. How are you?
We're good, thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
I'm going to stress you out this morning. I'm just going to stick with this particular topic with marriage. Speaking about it, and I want to just say something quickly on the role of a pastor. A pastor must, first of all, conduct himself conducive to godliness. If a pastor does not conduct himself conducive, so in other words, you see him, and you live in a site you wouldn't know, and he is not following godliness, obviously he can't counsel nobody. Because what we are dealing with is a hypocrite, and I'm only saying here, but a pastor, even one who does go astray, he would know a friend, and the friend would want to know, what do you think about this? What do you think? He still could be part of a discussion like an unsaved. So you might find that the best person to help you in a marriage, not necessarily to counsel you, but to give you some information that could keep your marriage healthy, might not even be a best friend. And so you might turn to somebody who you could trust, who you know then that, because sometimes your best friend, you can't trust them. I'm not here to create any alarm. I live a life. I know what happened. I know what is a best friend supposed to be, a rule. A best friend, you call them every day, and then you discover that, your best friend is your worst enemy. But marriage is something that we need to discuss with other people so we could keep it healthy. Because obviously, you're dealing with two persons. You do your part, but the husband might have a long eye. We have to be in a discussion to help one another. My marriage and so on worked because, yes, I had a foundation. But equally, for me, I talk with other people. I help them, they help me. We talk and we, some people say, I don't have a problem in my marriage. How do you stop your husband from cheating on you? There'll be fundamental things that you do. You have to be able to open up that leeway. You can't put when you have a little difficulty, you go in a different room or you isolate him. And I'm worried about marriages going the street. I live around, I ain't calling anybody name. I'm seeing this WhatsApp thing. Well, how could you tell me you have a husband and you have 155 men on your WhatsApp? what kind of thing going on? And I'm only saying, people, we can't solve this on radio. I'm begging you, a lot of intention women. You love your husband, both of you have, what are you doing to keep the marriage alive? Husband, many of you don't even stay home. You have a beautiful woman and other men want your wife and your girlfriend, but you literally don't spend time with them. And I'm only saying, let us use our common sense. Thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful day. I love you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. Okay. Yes. So Mr. Hamilton I have to applaud you, Mr. Hamilton, because you came in on this conversation and you stuck to the point.
And he was brief.
And you were brief. I have to applaud you. I have to applaud you. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'm not even gonna watch the time thing. I'm proud of you because you came in on the conversation and you stayed on point. You did not raise your. I applaud you. I'm proud of you for that. Yes. So, good morning to you, George. Buenos dias. He says he's locked on from sunny Orlando. Someone says culture plays an important role in marriages, but when we divert from that norm, that is where the problem arises. Marriage in today's society is based on convenience. And what I was saying, due to that, we keep talking about how much things have changed, times have changed, everything is changing. But these things are not like the marital contract, the way we look at marriage. It has not changed. I should ask the question. I shouldn't be saying that it should change. I should be asking you if you think it should change, really and truly, because it's not, everybody won't agree with my opinion. Should that change? I think some things should remain the same. When everything is changing, some things should remain the same. Is the marriage contract, is the marriage vows one of them?
You can jump backstage, so let's jump straight in.
Okay. Guys, it's now time for Plain Talk with Jomo Thomas.
Plain Talk. Plain Talk with Jomo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All your talk now on OMG.
All right, guys. Like we said before, it's now time for Plain Talk with Mr. Jomo Thomas. Council Thomas, how are you this morning? Good morning to you.
I am doing well. I'm doing well, and it's good to see that you and Shady are also in the thick of things, talking about marriage and stuff. Good topic.
Yes. If you could just jump in on that side of it, what's your opinion? Do you think the contract, on the contract?
I remember when I used to teach. I used to lecture at Medgar College in New York, and I used to tell my students. I taught a class called Critical Issues in the Social Sciences, and at the time, the statistic in the United States was that divorces occur within 3 years of marriage, and the question became whether people were getting married too soon, whether they were getting married for the wrong reason, whether they were getting married in an impulse rather than on seriously thought out issues. And my position has been, and my position remains, that rather than this vow of till death do us part, what marriage is a civil contract, but instead of until death do us part, it should be a term of years. So you married, let's say for 5 years, you have a 5-year contract, and at the end of that 5 years, or approaching that 5 years, you renew.
If you want to renew, exactly.
And that's what I think it should be, because look, women make tremendous amount of sacrifices in marriage. If you go back and you hear people say, oh, my mother and my father were married for 60 years. Invariably, it is the woman who made most of the sacrifices.
Definitely.
And even today, although women, because they are much more economically independent now and they don't have to stand a lot of the bullshit that we men offered, they still make a lot of sacrifices in the marriage. So I don't know about this till death do us part. I saw somebody saying, how could an unmarried person give an unmarried pastor give proper counseling on marriage? I don't know. I mean, the elders say to see me and to come live with me is two different things.
True, very true.
And there's a lot of power and force in that. But I do think that your friend who is not in a relationship can give you good advice about the do's and don'ts in a relationship. Similarly, it matters not whether the pastor is married or unmarried. Although I don't know, are there a lot of pastors who are not married? I think one of the things that they do is once they get into that that situation is to get married. A lot of people like to get married. I know women love to get married, no matter what they say. Men men come in more kicking and screaming, but women, I can almost say women live to get married because it's part of the socialization. You are told you grow up, you get to a certain age, and before, I mean, it's changing now, but before you get married and you make some children, you stay at home and you take care of them. Now, because of the economic situation, and because women have learned in very sad tales that if they don't get some economic independence, they're going to suffer because the men may put on all kind of strictures on what they can do and what they can't do. I can remember women having literally everything they had, including the clothing on their back. They got it because their man gave it to them or their husband gave it to them. I think it's a great thing that it has now changed, and there are many, many more women working than men now, and women advancing in society and making money and becoming head of institutions and companies and so on. But I don't know if I mean if two persons have a really good relationship, what is the critical significance of them getting married, except for the fact that somebody may go back all the way back to some Christian notion or some religious notion of coming together and say that the Bible said or God said or I don't know. I mean, if that moves you, let it be. But I think that if you are happily in a relationship and you are comfortable in yourself and in your partner, why do something or say something or demand something that may put that relationship in jeopardy? I am not saying that such a demand should put it in jeopardy, but what the demand may well do is to let you have a better understanding as to what level of commitment your partner is prepared to bring to the relationship. And maybe you ought to, if you're going to make a demand at all, you probably should make it very early. And, you get into a relationship, you say, look, within 8 months, I want to get married. If you don't want to marry to me, let me know so I can get out. It's the same thing I tell young women about I don't even know if I should say this on radio, but I will. About sexual relationships. It seems to me, if you wait 5 years and then you entangle for 5 years with some man and you invest all kind of emotions with him, only to find out that he's a jerk, then that's 5 years. If you like him, you protect yourself, you have some kind of sexual contact with him, within 2 months you may know if he's serious. So you don't waste all that time. But those are just my ideas, and some people may say that they're rather unorthodox. But I have carried them for a long time. I remember when I was married and when I lived in the United States, and I had a Trinidadian wife. I called her a Trinidadian, and I remember when we got divorced, one of her demands was that she have 50% of all of the money I make in my law practice for the rest of my practice.
Wow. Wow.
It was rejected out of hand by my lawyer and the court. But these are the kind of demands that you can get. So I don't know. I think it's a good topic though, that you talk about these things and you hear, because people have so many romantic ideas.
Very, very true. They think it's
of what marriage should be, and much of what happens in the early days is lust, is passion, raw passion. So And this is why a lot of times, because it's lust and raw passion, after you get 6 months in, a year in, 5 years in, if you can sustain that raw passion, the human instinct, particularly for men, is going to have them to start to gaze. Women are more, well, it's
We
changing
hold
now.
out longer. We hold out longer.
Yeah, much longer, without a doubt. Men would go to war, and women would stay and wait until they return. I can't say the same for us men. But if marriage works for you, do it. If it does not work for you, don't force it onto someone else. Don't let anyone else force you into it. But you can have really good, enduring, endearing relationships that did not result in marriage. You know, I read a book years ago by a gentleman called Thomas More. The book is called Soulmates. Brilliant book. And Thomas More in the book was making the point that people get into relationships for a number of different reasons, and that the universe bring us into contact for a number of reasons. And in the book, Thomas More says that sometimes there are some relationships that are like comets. You know, like a shooting star. It's forceful, it's powerful, it's volcanic, but it doesn't last long. But it doesn't necessarily mean that relationship was a waste. It may mean you should learn from it. It's instructional of what relationships could be or what relationships should be. And I think that we need to embrace all of our encounters and try to draw lessons from them. Those of us who have relationships that last 10, 15, 20 years or 30 years of marriage, more power to you. And that all of us, I think, would want to have long-lasting relationships if the relationship is really, really worthwhile. You know, it is said that at the end of the day, if you can add the good times and you add the bad times, and you can conclude that the good times outnumbered the bad times, then you would have had a good relationship. Because a relationship is not like a smooth highway. You're going to meet speed bumps. You're going to sometimes run off the road. And the question is whether you can get back on the road and continue going where you want to go. So it is for to each his own, as they say. I think that is most apt as it relates to marriage and how you do it and what you get out of it.
But legally, can that be done? Can anyone on the legal side, whether a judge or whether we have to change the law in terms of the marital contract? Do you think anything like that? I'm just
well, you can make your own contract. For example, like in some of the bigger countries now, you have what are called civil unions. That you are not you're not married in the classical sense, but you put together you are legally, you can do a contract that allows for all of the benefits that someone may get out of a marriage. So for example, if I can have a relationship with a woman, we are not married, but I can say, in the event that something happens to me, my insurance policy go to her, or my insurance policy go to her and the children. You don't have to be married to do that. You can have a relationship with somebody and decide that whatever all the earthly possession that I have, I want it to go to my partner. What normally happens though, and here's the difficulty: if you don't do that, and both of us are partners for 10, 15 years, you care for me in my last days, and then I die, then the family comes in and says, oh, Jomo was not married to Jill, and we want Jill out of the house. We want you know what I mean? They rush and want to do everything else, even though they had no relationship with me when I was alive. So the person who is committed to doing a relationship that may not have the sanctity of marriage or the legal binds that a civil marriage would, a state sanctioned marriage would have, then they need to do all of the things that I am talking about to ensure all the life insurance is given to my lady. to my lady and her children, or you can do a deed of gift. You know, a lot of times people don't. You can do a deed of. You don't have to be married to do a deed of gift to say that the lady or the man that I have been with for all of these years, this go to that person. You can do that before you get ill. You can do that before you get sick. You can do that before you lose your mental capacity. So, because a lot of times marriage was a question of security, right? You get married because you want to feel secure in the relationship, as we have seen with the level of adultery that we have now. You are not really secured by virtue of the fact that you went to the church and got married. I mean, there's tremendous adultery. In fact, sometimes I wonder if and here's where I'm going to probably go to the limit, Jill, but I'll go there anyway. I wonder if monogamy is not a societal imposition on the human spirit.
Well, I don't think you're alone in that. I don't think you're alone in that.
I don't think that biologically.
I've heard a lot of people.
I don't think that biologically we are wired
for that sort of life.
We are socialized to be like that, but I don't think that we are biologically wired to be like that, and that's why we are having all of the deviations that we are having now.
We're gonna open a Pandora's box there. So let me just get in this question real quick, right? Someone is asking. They said, "Good morning, Jill. I would like you to have counsel to comment on the postponed Oscar Allen lecture." I think you've already commented on that. Yes, he's already commented on that.
Yeah, I did comment on it. It's postponed for this evening. I thought it was unfortunate that it was postponed. It was postponed for me for a totally and completely improper reason. It was postponed because the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines strong-armed the persons who were involved in it to have it postponed so that he can have an audience with himself and those people who he brought into that public space. And then it was basically self-congratulatory. I didn't see the need for it. But the lecture is on tonight, and I am really hoping that people will come out. I think that Oscar Allen is just an amazing person. In fact, Jill, one of the things I was thinking about talking about this morning is Oscar. To project is Oscar Allen and who he was and the life he lived. I mean, this was a man who lived a life of simplicity. This was a man who was amazing. He had. There was such a. I'll put it this way: Oscar Allen was profoundly simple and simply profound. And I thought it was a tribute to him that the university, the campus, the open campus, has agreed in the Emancipation Month to do a memorial lecture in his name. Because Oscar Allen always called on us to do more and be more. He always said that we must put country before self, and we must put people before profit. That was the foundation stone of the man. And to have a conference derailed only because Prime Minister Gonzalez wanted to speak on some thing about, what does he call it? Institute of Governance and Politics for Latin America and the Caribbean. Just a nice sounding name. Let's see how often we hear about that again. And the affront of it all is when he got up there and very early in the speech said that he was open. The institute was intended to train people to think critically. All of us know that's laughable. Gonzalez don't want anybody to think critically. But I don't want to. I don't think that you all want to start me on that on that point. So maybe it would be safer for you to continue what you're talking
about. The conversation. But really and truly, the critical thinking is something that we're not really taught that much here within school, or it's not even
because the truth
not permitted.
The truth of the matter, Jill, is that societies, whether we are talking about American society or Vincentian society, Jamaican society, none of the educational systems are
Shady. I think we lost Council Thomas there. We lost Jamal. So I'm not sure if it's on our end or it's on his, but we're doing fine. It's his end.
Yeah, we'll
Council,
take the top one.
we're gonna go to the top. Sort yourself out and reconnect when you're ready. Before we go, let me just see what's going on here. All right, we're good to go, guys. Don't forget to tune into channel 112 IKTV for the locally made program. We also have the mindset and so much more. Off the top of my head, let's go real quick, and we will come back with Council Thomas when he's back. Council, let's just go real quick. You wanna? Yeah, let's go to the top and come back real quick, and we'll be right back.
Boom Summer Fest is on. The biggest songs of the summer. Every shift, every day. Playing all the party anthems and hits. All day and all night. We turn up the heat. The Boom Summer Fest is on.
Good people, I do the most. Good people, I do the most certain. Been alive, but me still learning. Me still working for myself and my friends, them still turning for me. Good people, I do the most certain. Been alive, but me still learning. Me still working for myself.
The biggest songs of the summer, every day and all night long on Boom Summer Fest.
All right, welcome back to Plain Talk Council.
Yes, I am sorry. My ill discipline ran away from me. I didn't turn my power on. So that's why you lost me. I was making the point that most societies are not geared for critical thinking. Most societies are geared in preparing the mass mind. So what they want to do is all of us to follow the dictates, and more often than not, they want us to follow the dictates of leaders. And the way in which that is done, the way in which that is done in modern society is to create fear, is to create alarm, to create uncertainty. So we saw it with 9/11 in the United States. We saw it with the COVID pandemic, and so on and so on and so forth. But because some societies are bigger, like the United States, Germany, you have a lot of universities. You have people getting. Some people are getting certified. They go to school, they become certified, and other people become educated. And a lot of the education that a lot of people get is on their own initiative. They do the kind of readings outside of the curriculum that take them to where they end up being, because critical thinking and critical thought is not done at the university in mass. They want to create the mass mind. You're not going to get. You may have a professor. You may have a number of professors based on their inclination, based on their training, based on their ideological position, that may push for the development of critical thought. But that's not across the board. Because you see, if you do critical thought, you're going to have pushback. You're going to have your students interrogating you. And a lot of people in authority don't want to be interrogated by persons who they perceive to be their subordinates.
Very true. Very true. Like you said, that's a whole other conversation for another day.
Yes, indeed.
Somebody said, Jomo, I'm happily married for 29 years, 34 years together. Be careful what you are saying. Just look for the right partner. You know,
Jill, I always wonder, how do we look for the right partner? It's a hit and miss, right? So more power to this person who's with the right partner for 34 years. But it's hit and miss. You don't know. Like I said, a lot of people go into relationships with the best intention, but a lot of times things fall apart. As Achebe, the African writer, says, Sonny Achebe, says. So I don't know, if you find it and you love it, hold it. Don't let it go. As the Calypsonians say, hold me tighter. Remain in that tight spot. But
You know,
you have to find what you're looking for.
I don't know if I normally read certain things from Alec Baldwin because he is, I don't know, I'm a kind of a fan of Alec Baldwin, right? And
Right.
not Alec Baldwin, sorry, James Baldwin. Sorry, James
Oh,
Baldwin. Sorry,
okay.
my bad. I got the mix
That's a
up.
brilliant writer. So
Yes, he is. And let me just share something. Love takes off the mask that we fear we cannot live without. And no, we cannot live within. I use the word love here, not merely in the personal sense, but as a state of being or a state of grace, not in the infantile American sense of being made happy, but in the tough and universal sense of quest and daring and growth, right? And I found this is one of many that I have in here. I
Yeah.
found it last night and it spoke to me, and I was, it kind of opened my eyes to certain things, and we can relate this to marriage because this is
Yeah.
the kind of love that you prefer marriage to last long. It's not about finding the right person, it's about being with somebody and both of you being able to work through whatever you overcome. Like you said, those compromises, it's all about, there's a lot of compromises in marriage and you both have to be willing to make them. And I think that's why some marriages last longer than some, because both parties have no problem making those compromises and pushing through and it is, I don't know, because I honestly, the right person, how do you know it's the right person right away?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You,
So
you may grow to become the right person,
yeah,
but early on it's instinct and lust and everything else. The smell of the person, the way the person walks, the way the person approaches you, the way the person smiles, all of these simple things are sometimes what the initial attraction is. And how that and this is why it is said that hell knows no fury like a woman's scorn, because if you step on her the wrong way, she is going to come at you, and she's going to come at you with a vengeance a lot of time. But
Very
one of these days I would probably want us to have a conversation on the family. I don't know why this is not connecting. I think that you may lose me again. If you lose me, I don't know. Yeah. My I think it's my card. It's broken. So
there's a short somewhere.
yeah.
Okay.
But I was going to say that maybe one of these days I would want us to have a conversation on the family and the role and importance of the family. I happen to think that the family is not as important as we have made it out to be. In fact, I happen to think that the family has caused a lot of, I don't want to say bad things, but the world might have been a better place if we had community rather than the family. So, for example, in Africa, they say it takes a village to rear a child.
Yeah.
I think if we had greater emphasis on community rather than family, we would get much further along. For example, how do we explain saying you see somebody brutalizing a woman or a boy, and you say, boy, if that was my family, I would have done this or I would have done that. So you would have intervened for your family, but you wouldn't intervene for the general good or for the survival and safety of somebody else. But that's as you frequently say, that's a conversation for another day.
Definitely. So if you have nothing else, because I think we have an interview coming up at 8:30.
Yes, I it's time for me to say until we meet again. Take care.
All right. Enjoy what's left of your day, Council.
Sure, bye.
And that's where we conclude Plain Talk with Jomo Thomas. He gave some really good feedback in that conversation on marriage. To be honest, that's not where I was headed today, but it so happens that that's how we started out, and you guys just came in full force on that. The comments. I'm telling you, the comments are everything. Let me just start over here because Shady is doing that over there. Someone says, the truth is love is a choice. Preston says, exactly, two working together make it work. Someone said, define the word love. It means different things to different people. Very, very true, Winston. Very, very true. Augustus John says, the law of nature brings us together, but wisdom is what makes a marriage sustainable. In essence, exercise wisdom and compatibility is established by choice. Augustus John, that was so eloquently said. That was it, man. That was it, Augustus John. Somebody said the right partner is like tossing a coin. You might get heads, you might get tails, you just never know, Sil says, we need more real men like Jomo. Only the truth will stand. I think once we change our mindset, I think once we change our mindset, we'd see more clearly on some of these issues. It's about stepping outside of the box and stepping out of the way we think sometimes, the way we see some of these relationships. I don't know. I hope I didn't cause too much trouble with that conversation, but it's definitely something that needs to be spoken about. Because in our society today, there's breakdowns a breakdown in so many areas, and like Jomo said, the family, the community, the marriage, all these things, we're in different times, and you might think I'm joking when I say, maybe we need to look at this marital contract in a different way. It wouldn't hurt though. But then again, like everything, there's a good side and there's a bad side of everything, because there's pros and cons to everything. Too much of anything is a bad thing. There must be balance in the universe. Always remember that. But it's not a bad idea, to have some stipulations in these the new marriages that we have now, just to save the family and the children and all of that. We got to take a commercial pause. But do you believe that would work? Having the ability to renew your marriage contract if you want to after the time is up, or discard it? You think that would make a difference?
Renew
or that's better?
Renew it how?
No, being able to renew or just end it right there. Having a contract like that within the you think that's not really going to do us any good? What? It could be a good thing.
Having to still give up everything if you choose not to stay in the contract.
Shady real stuck on the pot boy, and it's amazing with these things, because what a woman asks for at the end of a marriage gives you a good insight as to why she was there in the first place. Because like when you asking for some half of what a man is making for the rest of his life, like that tells you, why did you get into this for that? Why can't the man just go with whatever he came in the relationship with? Why can't he just leave? do his part. Like if you have children, make sure that he does his half in helping you take care of the children. You know, I think some women would feel like the man owes them for their time, but I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm not saying that I don't agree. I do not understand why it is after you end the marriage and you have no children, why do you still need spousal support, especially if you have a job? I'm not saying you should take it away. Ladies, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away all the little pocket money. I'm just simply saying, like, you know, if you want it to end, why not end it completely? Why does he still have to have that responsibility to take care of you, even though you have a job and the marriage is finished? Why? You know, and then again, let's go take a commercial pause, and we will be back. Now, I'm supposed to have a guest coming in at 8:30, and we had an interview for 7:30. I don't see that happening again because the time has already passed. So we're definitely going to move on. That's what we do. We're moving on. Who sang that? Maya? I'm moving on. Yeah. All right, guys. So it's 8:25. We're working our way up to the 9 o'clock hour. Taking a quick commercial pause, and we'll be right back.
Boom Summerfest.
Get ready to experience the ultimate destination for relaxation, unwinding, and socializing at Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill. Immerse yourself in our vibrant ambiance and savor the exceptional flavors of our delicious menu. Our menu is a treasure trove of flavors offering an extensive selection.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metro Saint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metro Saint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon, this is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metro Saint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metro Saint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in-store for details.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.quartzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in store for details.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon. This is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.quartzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your
Every day and all night long. On Boom Sound.
Hey, girl, calm down. Sit down, pam. Why? Any girl we can wine pon this. Why? Sit down, pam. Why? Girl, why? Make your back, boy. Die up. And a little boy, big man. Die up. Boy, I'm sitting chunk. Die up. Tell up. Me bend like banana. No. You look pretty. Take it. Fine when me bend it up. Big man. Die up. Rough rider. I never die up. Girl, take it. Little tight pink, me black. She a me miss chin, but me a no gully back. Can't hold it, she a ball out. No do for that. Turn it back, turn it back, turn it back. Up in something fat. When it sweet, you make up your face and favored up. Make your back, oh, die up. And a little boy, big man, and die up. Oh, I'm sitting strong and die up. I love it when he bend like banana. No. You look pretty, take it up. Fine when me bend it up. Big, die up. Rough rider, I never die up. Nobody climb on top. Ride if you ride, no ride and stop. No steer like some girl. Tell her flick up on the and she slide and drop. She boring, that style they flap. Any man on that tie and lock. Pop off your you go buy one back. Make your back, oh, die up. And a little boy, big man, and die up. Oh, and she strong and die up. You love it when he bend like banana. No. You look pretty, take it. Fine when me bend it up. Big, die up. Rough rider, I never.
Alright then, yo, deeper. I have two girls on my sweet like Snickers. Clean brown tickers. I have white liver. Show clean black beamer. She not got on it. If you don't got figures, this a girl. She call my city. A girl. Don't fret for yourself. Got me up again. When you feel so look innocent, pretty little. Oh yeah, she have everything I need. Don't fret for yourself. Got me up again. When you feel so look innocent, pretty little. Oh yeah, she have everything I need. But you know you go die up. Me a go, baby girl, you never fuck me. She ride like a taxi, you had yourself to box me. You wanna fool about the money, you wanna box me. Baby girl, I swear you got me. Hold up, you never win a Grammy, lose up. And you a ball out, like you're in the traffic, cause so you die. Slap up, me and get it right. Topping up, you don't need to make a noise, girl, so you look it right. Better when we find. Oh, yes. You don't tell him dry. Make our best friend get a try. Get anything you find and want. On the tour when they be my driver. Don't fret to be yourself. Got me up again. When your face look innocent, you pretty little. Oh yeah, she have everything I need. Don't fret to be yourself. Got me up again. When your face look innocent, you pretty little. Oh yeah, she have.
Tell me why me your ladder. Tell me why me your God. Tell me why me feel friends God now. The amount I love ones last year. Oh why me your God. Oh why me your ladder. Just wanna sit down and ball. Tell me why me your ladder. No me not innocent. People are going like the perfect light. Them life is all magnificent.
thought you did make me in a heaven. But me wanna what make me a me wanna call you for revenge. But you know use flow and how did you sell? You say if you give them me just a me heart, but me heart to the break if me give them. From hurt me wanna leave. Me can't trust the people who fi protect me. If me can't trust nobody, me call family. Me can't go to church, cause me can't trust a peace. Me heart want deal. You say when them interfere on the other cheek, and you make that well, so you know me can't weak. Me defense I fi defend and a ball up and a feel. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God. Tell me where my friends gone now. The amount of love ones lost you. Oh why me, oh God. Oh why me, oh Lord. Just wanna see the money ball. Father, protect me from all of them. Why you think me build more house, so me no need nobody hard again. All people me call me friend, them want to see God. Father, please, if me ever fall, me I beg you say help me up and guide me, make me walk again. You no need to do them nothing at all. Them just why you say you're right off in your car and that. Father, please, beg you make me know who are real my friends and my foes. You no need to pretend that's must. Come and see the evil in them and it show. Father, please, beg you guide me steps. When me in the street on the road, hey Father God, like come here you a friend, that crazy now. Me have something going on. Father, why me feel like nobody no love me? Would I really leave the place and would I run away? Better me go to space just cause something me just feel like deep love. Father, why me love that girl and she don't love me? Oh God, know that. Really pop up and run away. Me just feel like say nobody no love me. Me I tell her say deep.
The number one morning show in the SPG. Morning. OMG in the morning. Come on now.
OMG in the morning on a beautiful Tuesday morning. It's nice and sunny here. I'm not sure if it's hot outside, but it looked like we had just right weather, you know, from what I felt coming off the place this morning when I came into town. Oh, just to let you guys know to take it easy on the road. I saw there was an incident. There was a vehicular collision on the VG highway between a car and a motorbike. So guys, remember to take it easy. Yes, accidents do happen, but they're occurring too often. That's my thing. They're occurring way too often. And the you saw the picture, right? The car is like a little on the bike. So I'm not sure how bad the person who was riding that bike got injured. I don't know, but hopefully it's not too fatal. I just think I just think there's just way. Yes, it looked real bad to me. If the car is on the bike, you understand. Hopefully, the driver wasn't under there. I know what fatal means, Shady. I know we're getting at. Oh gosh, leave me alone. But I was just saying, right? Guys, you know something? These conversations your comments are very, very interesting. I wanted to touch on to mention the new X-ray machine that we got at the hospital and just different things, and we got into this conversation, and it's amazing when you talk about certain things, how people respond. I always look at that, and let me just get this comment out real quick, right? Somebody said, Preston said, Augustus John, total rubbish. Love is an emotional connection. So you're saying love can't be a choice? Is that what you're saying, Preston? Love is not a choice? Because I think the reason why you stay in a relationship is a choice. You make that choice, right? You make that choice to continue to love somebody. Why can't it be both? Really and truly. And then again, it depends on your definition of love. Like someone would have said before, it depends on your definition of love, and that varies really and truly. So just reminding the general public that the orientation, let me see, the St. Vincent Girls High School, they're going to be having their orientation. Let me see the date. I think it's August 29th. Yes, so orientations are coming up soon for all the schools. Yes, let me just touch on this real quick. I just wanted to mention it. Yes. So a new C-arm X-ray machine was officially installed at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. And this is all part of the continuing expansion and upgrade of the diagnostic services being offered here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, along with the installation of the machine. Support includes training technicians who would work with the new equipment. So I just mentioned that real quick to say, Ollie, please take care of these this extra machines. Please take care of them. I don't know what's going on. Every time we get an extra machine or a scanner or some kind of machine, before you know it break. And you hear this is not working. Yeah, maybe I should stop being sarcastic, huh? Because I don't think some people get my sarcasm. But yeah, let's see how long this is going to last. Hopefully it lasts us a while and we won't need to send like the training technicians. So hope that's a good sign. And of course, these things, no matter how, we want to criticize the government, anything that helps get people faster healthcare here in St. Vincent where they don't have to travel abroad, anything that saves us expenses, I'm for. I don't care who put it there, who gave it to us, we're just ever grateful. I mean, I do care, but not so much. All right. Yeah, I do care. I'm waiting for my guests to come through. So in the meantime, we're definitely going to touch on some of these things. What you just described is one of many manifestations or symptoms of love. The symptoms are often confused by the reason for the connection, but it is the choice you make that produce or grow those emotions. Augustus John said, there's a back and forth here on the live. Guys, listen to me, right? I think this discussion is important, like Jomo would have said. And it can branch off into different things, because I think if people really and truly understand what love is, it would save them a lot of hurt. It would save families a lot of damages in the long run. For instance, you think if some women knew what love really it was, that they would be in some of the issues that they're in. You think family court would be so packed with some of these women who looking for child support, who has 4 and 5 baby daddies, you understand, and back and forth in court all the time looking for child support. And that's something I don't understand. Like, how are you a single mother with 6 different baby daddies, you understand, in family court looking for child support for 6 different baby daddies? You didn't learn the first, second, or third time. It shouldn't even have gone that far, by the way. I'm just saying, like, how many times do you have to be a single parent and have to go to family court for you to get it in your head that you're making some wrong decisions, that something needs to change? Your choice in either choice in men, or you just need to step away from it, because you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting the economy. And we, the working people, have to know. You know what? Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Yes. They asked the question, just tune in. What is love? So I don't know if it's going to the Bible, but if you look in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, I think it's from the verse 5. It could tell you what love really is. Even though it is a spiritual, we look at the spiritual, but it's for the physical. And if we really focus on it, we will know what is love. God, it in that passage tell you what love all about.
Are you going to share the passage? Because a lot of people listening don't have their Bibles with them. So.
No, I don't have no Bible where I am. I am right now. I don't have the Bible. You could go and Google it.
Oh, okay.
And you go get it.
So you don't know the passage out your head either. You don't know some.
Yeah, the passage is 1 Corinthians chapter 13.
That's not the passage. That's the scripture.
Oh, the scripture, the passage I think is read from verse 9. I think.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I don't think the caller fully understood what I was saying. The passage, he would have been able to tell me what it says. Good morning, you're live on. Okay. Yes. Like I was saying, everybody have their own definition of love. Some take it from the Bible, some take it from experience. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Morning. I see this question here, and I've asked these questions before. And Jill, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I did not know what love is until 15 years ago, when my daughter was born. So any definition of love that we think we could interpret, that definition that I taught on you, is out the door until I watch my daughter born.
Okay.
And if I think I did love my wife before she brings forth my child, that definition of love is out the door. Full time now, a lot of us let society define what love is for us. And we like to pretend we love each other to look good in the eyes of society. And for us, love is just a noun. But love really needs to be a verb. One perfect example of taking advantage of the word love is labor love. I ain't gonna go down there right now. I go just, you know what I mean? Put that out there to put it into context to people. Because now we're talking about we love somebody. But if that somebody is not able to give us the materialistic things that they used to give us yesterday, the love change in a jail.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just ask my wife, I say if I get burned up and my face not handsome again, would you still love me? She said, boy, what kind of stupid question you're asking me? If my wife is emotionally hurt by me, Jill, because I want to be a gallus, and she go out and meet a man, and the man just decide he want to listen to her because now me not have no time for this to my wife, and she get pregnant for another man because she's trying to fill a gap that I created. Do I love her enough to embrace that child as my own because she made a mistake to correct the wrongs that I'm doing? So these are things that we have to ask ourselves. A lot of us say we love, but we don't understand what love is because guess what? It's a thin line between love and hate. How much people you see love each other today, and tomorrow they go up St. Martin Secondary School and bust 3 gunshots in their wife's face, chest, body, wherever. How many of us is going to go out our way? Because love is a serious thing. But before we ask ourselves what love is, we have to ask ourselves, do we love ourselves? Mm-hmm. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't give out love. And then I'm going to take it on a religious part because I'm not a religious man, I'm a spiritual man. If we see each other as a very, very, very insignificant part of God, and we love each other like we say we love God. Remember, we never see God, we never see Jesus, but we claim we love God and we love Jesus. If we see each other as a small, minute part of God and love each other like we claim we love God, how much better you think the world going to be? Regardless of your religion. I'm going to leave you all on that one because a lot of us like to exploit love. I wish love was a lightning bolt. Whenever I lose love out of context, the lightning bolt will just zap for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no real talk, Jill, because a lot of us say we love preachers, say they love the congregation, no, they love the collection plate. Politicians say they love the constituency, but no, they love the tax and the VAT and the import duty. Mm-hmm. Wives just say they love the husband, no, they love the fact that you're a stay-at-home wife and the man walking to give you materialistic things. Man does say he love his wife, no, he only love the attention she does give him when he have she fancy any arm when they go to a party in a nice $100 jet. We don't absolutely know what love is. If your husband or your wife gain weight and they're not sexy as they used to be, do you still love them the same? If your husband teeth drop out and now we no teeth and ugly like Ninja Man, do you still love him the same? I mean, for how much of us really, we don't understand what love is, Jill. We really don't understand, and we have to really sit down and contemplate what love is for us, because, Jill, you can't, me loving my wife is not going to be the same as your husband loving you.
It's not.
And we have to stop use other people's definition of love to measure our love, Anna.
Very true.
Because every parent love the children if they're doing good in school. If your child have a learning disorder, your child cannot take good exams, would you love that child the same? And a lot of us now use our children as a reset button for our mistakes we make in life.
Yep, that's very true.
And we say we love our children. Do you love your children? Like we don't stop what love, but me, our children are our slaves, because our children don't even have a voice. If I'm a soccer player and my daughter decides she want to run track, I go force soccer down my daughter's throat and claim I love my daughter. Do you really understand? If my daughter decides she don't want to be a lawyer, because, boy, you know me, why you be a lawyer? And so we're going to be rich in the next 10, 15, 20 years. We look at our children as investment. How much time just tired, and the children just want to come and have a conversation with you, and just, man, shut up and go in your bedroom and go on the tablet. That's not love. So that is something we have to look within ourselves and try to understand what love is, because on February 25th, 2008, that's when I discovered what love is. Big up ourselves, hey, love and love alone.
Okay.
Later.
I tell you, when you can come to the point where you can acknowledge that you were ignorant of certain things, let me just leave it at Max had a good point there. He has a good point, and love is different for everybody, because everybody has a different definition of what love is. And sometimes it's all about you meeting somebody who understands your type of love, or who's willing to live with your type of love. And then I think from spending time together and growing together and seeing the different sides of each other and being able to live with that person and all their flaws and all these, and love them regardless. You understand? And you know what? There's nothing wrong with if you come to a point where, you can't live with this, because we're not all the same. We're not all the same. And we're not all on the same level. I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally. Even maturity wise, we're not all on the same level. Sometimes you just got to meet people where they're at, until they can grow into where they should be, or until I don't claim to have all the answers, and I'm sure Pastor would have something to say on this, but let me just take this call. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning to you, Dave. How are you this morning?
Well, I feel good hearing you talk about love and marriage and all these things, because I think just running there. That's all other way. Wow. Yes, I was making the point that I feel good when I hear you speak about love, because you should be a symbol of what it's all about.
Who should be a symbol?
You should be a symbol. How long have you been married, by the way?
A very, very long time.
No, but you could say. You see,
I've been married. You see, I've been married for 17 years.
17?
17 years.
Well, I wish you another 17 plus another 17 is the business.
Thank you.
So I am saying this because you see, people treat these subjects too lightly, right? And it is such a fundamental thing. Especially if it falls from a religious standpoint, the teachings from the Bible and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. People marry for convenience sake, right? And that to me is not the right way. But who am I?
Exactly. And who am I to be an example of
You
love.
know?
Because
Well,
I don't think I have everything, all together.
no.
I
You don't
try
have to
my
have
best.
you don't have to have everything. But with my experience in life, I have seen the shortcomings. I've been there. I should have been married twice before, right? And it did not work out.
Okay.
Things did not reach there. So, but the good thing about it, common sense prevails. And you know what I feel happy about? I've been able to help women, right? In my lifetime, I've been able to help women who suffered a horrible life in marriage. I've been able to help them, right?
That's good.
Can't give all the details, but some of those women can attest to this and so on. If I were to bring them out in the open call lanes and that sort of thing. Because I don't proclaim to make myself the best person. But it's something, when it comes to love. But it's something you got to strive for. It is something you got to strive to make it work. There's sacrifice in all of this, because remember, when you enter into the union of marriage and so on, both hands have to clap, right? Using that colloquial expression, both hands have to clap. You all have to be compatible, as you say. You have to be able to see, reason and all of that. Counseling, and counseling is also very important. But you see, the way people get married now is like instant coffee. Sometimes you meet a woman meet a man meet a woman, and for some physical reason, not really, and material reason, not really getting to the real depth of understanding what love is all about. You see, maybe for just the fanfare or the publicity or whatever it is. Oh, yeah, Dave and Gloria get married, or Dave and somebody get married, or she married, and also your status has a lot to do with it. I mean, I have looked at these things, listened to these things over the years, and I know those things don't impress me, right?
Okay.
I think love is so deep that some of us can't really dive deep into that, into the real love. So for us to understand and appreciate what love should be between both man and woman. So I just want to add my voice to that. I'm not an expert in that, but these are the topics that make a lot of sense to me, because like I said, I was happy. I had to help a lot of women through their struggle, because some of them came to me after they done go through. And something when there's something to sometimes you're on your mind love before, and then they see their shortcomings. You would have told them about getting involved and how you getting involved and so on. So they had to come back. You have to come back, and you need to come back to Papa. But that's you have to come back to the same person who used to give them advice and so on. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Thank you so much for your little comment there, Dave. We got one more caller. Good morning. You're live on OMG. Okay. Now, I'm seeing so many things. Good morning, Angela. Good morning to you. It's really weird because first we were talking about marriage, and then we came in on the love train, and I feel like I opened a Pandora's box there. These are conversations that definitely need to be had, but they're not trending, as you can see. Like people don't want to talk about these things, because to have a conversation about love is to be honest, not just with others, but with yourself also. And it varies and different. The definition for people, it's different. And as time passes, as different things happen, to me, it seems like The definition for love has changed for what is acceptable. If you look around you, we live in a different world, and love means something different for everybody, you know, and it is a convenience for some people. For others, it is a connection that they cannot do without, you know. For some, it's a choice. Let me just get into some WhatsApp comments because I think I've been neglecting the folks on the WhatsApp a little bit. Someone said, they think he's slick. Oh my, he used to take advantage of the broken ladies who was once married. Oh, you sure that's not, oh, you so sure? Suppose the man is healing the women, you know, the broken women who would have come to him. Like, you, leave me right here with that comment, huh? Good morning. Randy says, love for God is not the same as love for a friend, etc. And Max, why did you choose marriage since we are spiritual? Where did that dynamic come from? Mentality? Jill, if people stop cherry picking and really read the Bible and understand what it takes to show love from a biblical view, but to each their own. People like to run from themselves too much. I hear you. He said, yes, read between the lines. Listen, I would admit, I got that vibe, but I wouldn't have put it like that. Really and truly, that's not how I would have put it. I mean, you know, the man could be a healer. Okay, a healer of broken hearts. Who knows? I don't know. Dave, he went to say, Dave, you just comfort them when they have been do the right thing. He said this episode of OMG feel like an Oprah show. We need to get back to some of the OMG type topics. Okay. So you want to go back into the politics of things. You see what Talale? People don't want to hear about family-related anything. Most people don't want to talk about these things. They want to talk about what's trending. Mostly, okay, politics. You know something that we didn't talk about? Nobody didn't talk about. We got a call. OMG, you're live on OMG in the morning. Good morning to you.
Yes, sorry to call back, but I just got a little time. I'm doing some work.
Okay, it's okay.
I must say that I have married for 22 years now.
That's great.
And quickly, I want to be quick. I'm doing some work. But nevertheless, I'm married to a Christian person. I am one too. But the mistake that we make when we're looking for a partner, not only for Christian, even though you're out there as an unsaved, unbeliever, wherever you want to position yourself, you need to seek God, ask God to give you that partner. Because when you don't get the right partner, you will have a lot of problems. I ain't saying married didn't have problems, even though they get the right partner, right? But you're able to walk through it, able to stand, and you're able to come to understand with each other. But when you don't get the match, as we said, that will within a lot of problem and a lot of situation. And also, love is something that only love for because of a good looking, or you have money, or you have house, or your family. And there are a lot of people who marry for that because of your money, how you look, and you have your car, you have this, you have job, and so on. And when things fail, they run, they back out. Some people love because of how your body look good, and and when you're sick and you pull long, they run. But love is unconditionally. Love in spite of who you are, and no matter what it is, I still love you, and we will work it out together. So therefore, I go through a lot that you give me a point to look back, to run and never look back. Yes, we are Christian, but we went through a lot.
Mhm.
But you know what happened in life? I love you because of what you may have or don't, what you have. But I love you because of the love of God. And also, we in love with a partner, you have to have the spirit of forgiveness. And while a lot of marriage today is going haywire, while a lot of marriage today is not standing strong, while a lot of marriage today, even a partner are just coping it, is because the reason for that, we don't have the spirit of forgiveness. Forgiveness in marriage is the key. In spite of what you done, I love you. And when you forgive, you can go back and do the same thing to continue to move to better progress in your marriage, in your courtship, in your love, even in your family too. You have to just be husband and wife. But anybody around you who you love, I love your condition. No matter what you do, no matter how you come, I'm going to be there with you. Even though you was rich and you come poor, I'm coming down there with you. I'm standing with you. Still, even though things ain't working out and we eating butter and bread, roast potato, I'm going to stick with you. That is love. That I have to say right now. Going back to me work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day. All right, some valuable advice right there, and I appreciate that, caller. Thank you for taking the time from your work to give us some insights. Like I said, very valuable. You see, that's the thing about truth, huh? It's difficult to hear. It's prickly to hear. You might not like it, but facts is facts. All right? I think y'all comments, your responses were enough for me for this segment. We definitely have to go to the top. Don't forget, coming up, we got we will be checking in with the doc. I was supposed to have a guest. I haven't seen him. And at this point, I feel like I need to just give up. But great conversation. I have some reminder. George says, let's talk about Inter-Caribbean Airlines. Ahead of leaving their passengers left, right, and center. George, you wasn't present when I brought up that yesterday, and when I spoke about the Prime Minister, PM Gonsalves said that the Inter-Caribbean airline service is terrible. And like I said, let me say that again. That's what the Prime Minister said. You understand? We also have to be careful in terms of this conversation, George. I don't know if you noticed, but they do ads with us. I don't know if you hear that Inter-Caribbean Airlines ad playing when we go on commercial, right? But we have to be so careful. I will put the information out there. Yeah, you can give your feedback if you have any stories that you want to share. We can go down that road, but common sense would tell me that I need to be very, very careful in how I speak on this.
One Caribbean airline?
Is One Caribbean Airline or
there wasn't that company? One
Caribbean Airlines is One Caribbean in him. Caribbean Airlines, I think their staff went on I think it's the strike. I think I have the story here. Let me see. I think it's not One Caribbean, it's Caribbean Airlines.
Caribbean Airlines. But I was asking, it didn't have a airline company, One Caribbean, before?
Or before that, One Caribbean. I'm not sure. I'm not a frequent flyer. I can't remember. So, you just remember? It says, yeah. There are people complaining left, right, and center in terms of inter-Caribbean. There was a story about with newlyweds having destination issues. I think I read that yesterday. Guys, call me a scaredy cat, but I kind of afraid to get into these things for the same reason that I would have mentioned before. All right. Oh, they say, well, they want to jail. I'm a scaredy cat and whatever. But I need this little job. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's okay. Yes. So I'm glad you see the sticky situation we in. All right, guys. But we got to take a commercial pause. Let me just go see what's here. We got some mentions that we got to get out from Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill. What I would like to see is less of these females and baby daddies in and out of family court, the child support, and until we work on our family situation and teach our children how to love or talk to them about relationships or just keeping their legs closed. And like, I don't know, sometimes I wonder, parents, are we talking to our children anymore about these things? Or are we just busy twerking and exposing ourselves on Instagram? Because that's all I see, yeah? That's all I see. They're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, and all you see is some of these mothers, they're twerking, sometimes the children holding their phone. Are you really... And so we're so surprised sometimes. Oh, I don't understand why society is like this, or why women are like this now. How come women don't do what men tell them to do? How come women are so independent and headstrong and blah, 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 blah? Are we talking to our children? Like some of them young girls, it's like some of the mothers are competing with their daughters sometimes. Like, I have a good relationship with my daughter, not just your daughter, because we need to talk to our young men too. But from the rate, y'all don't even know. Like, caring about the situation where women go, some of the situations where women would go to family court, and the frequency in which some of their names would be called. I'm sure some of these judges could remember the names of some of these women out there had their cases and everything like that from the frequency in which they and how is that possible? How could you be in family court, right, with 4 different baby daddies trying to collect money? You can't do nothing about that. Like, the judge don't. Well, obviously the judge can't say nothing about that, but that's some serious carelessness. How is it you a single mother, you ain't working no way, and yet you just keep getting pregnant and I don't want him to strip in this because birth control is free. It is free all over the place. There are different places you can go. Yes, contraceptive is free. Condoms are free. They're being given away. It might not be the flavor ones you like or the ones that glow in the dark or a specific type you like, but these things are being given away for free. So how are you not protecting yourself? And I think it's the examples that we set, because the celebrities that are trending, that the young people now look up to, they be just doing some things. You hear like Nick Cannon. Yeah, a whole heap of baby, 12, must be 13 by now, baby mothers. The frequency in which you hear some of these celebrities are having babies, like you know they went in there from the first time they met, bareback, just so. How some of you taking them risk? I don't know. Like, some of y'all ain't fearful at all with the world. I'm telling you, looking at the world today, if anything wrong with you and your husband relationship, or you and your wife relationship, just the way in which you see people behaving, is make you go back and met back with your partner real fast, because you want to deal with the people out there now. The kind of people the kind of young people that are coming up now, I'm telling you. George said, Jill, they talk to them, pick me home, and then they go road and they do the opposite, even at home. I don't mean just talking. I don't mean just talk. Sometimes we have to not just have conversations, but set examples. You understand? But that's a whole nother thing. And you have a point there. You do have a point. But bigger good morning to you, cuz. Oh, my kissing on. I hope you're good. But anyway, like I was saying, we gotta take a commercial pause. And let me just remind you real quick to keep your legs closed. Ladies, after 2 and 3 failed relationship and you see you make like something up, like, nah, I just making bad choices. Something's wrong. Or the men them these days, I don't care what excuse you want to use. Come on. We have to. I know people who are younger than me, look older than me, and they have. I ain't judging anybody. I'm not trying to feel like I'm better than anybody else. But the situations that young women are putting themselves in these days, they make you want to cry sometimes, or just hit them because you don't know, like, where the common sense or what they're thinking about. That's another conversation for another time. All right, we got to prepare for what is to come. So if you are looking for a hotel, a place to stay for the weekend, for the month, you're here on business or pleasure, check out Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Hotel Alexandrina. And if you're looking for a place with exquisite dining and just a wonderful place to land, check out Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill in Prospect. All right. They are the ultimate dining destination for relaxation and exceptional flavors in terms of food, drinks. This is the place to be. Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill in Prospect. Join them Monday to Friday. That's Monday to Saturday from 3 p.m. for a dining experience like no other. Discover mouth-watering menu, vibrant ambiance, and Vincentian hospitality. If you want to make reservations or you want to call them for their exact location, whatever it is, 456-9788. 456-9788. Visit Culture Bar and Grill today. All right. And that's in Prospect. Woodsies says embrace the essence of summer at Woodsies Bar and Restaurant every Saturday. Immerse yourself in top-notch music and good vibes with Brooklyn and Caribbean top DJs. Join them for free roast pork and roast chicken along with their happy hours from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also enjoy their drink special, 5 beers for $20, $10 cocktails, $10 cocktails, $10 frozen margaritas, $5 shots. It's the ultimate summer Saturday experience you don't want to miss. And remember to mark your calendar for an unforgettable Labor Day weekend with friends and loved ones at Woodsies. So don't miss out. Woodsies is located on 1133 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. Quick commercial, and we will be right back, Shady. Quick.
Summerfest.
No matter where.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in, get interactive, get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live, party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon. This is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in store for details.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in store for details.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
To life.
More family fun days are here. It's time for movie marathons, living room camping, sweet treats, and outdoor fun. At Quartz, we have TVs, appliances, outdoor furniture, grills, pools, and everything you need for a family holiday. Shop today with no cash and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Plus, stay protected for up to 4 years with Super Shield Extended Warranty. Quartz is bringing back the fun days and bringing value home. Offer ends August 23rd, 2023. Special conditions apply.
On Tuesday, August 22nd, there'll be thousands of dollars to be won. A lotto jackpot of $172,000. A new home, car, or that college education.
Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Next lotto jackpot, $172,000.
A new era of excellence in medical education has arrived, with big changes happening at Trinity School of Medicine. With the leadership of 3 new deans, a multi-million-dollar campus expansion project, and a strong desire to build a lasting relationship with the Vincentian community, Trinity is known as a premier-level medical school in the Caribbean, and we intend to broaden our focus to become the best medical school opportunity for students all over the world. From the Trinity family to yours. Thank you for supporting our school and allowing our students to find a home with the people of St. Vincent.
Embrace the essence of summer at Woodsy Bar and Restaurant every Saturday. Immerse yourself in top-notch music and good vibes with Brooklyn and the Caribbean's top DJs. Join them for free roast pork and roast chicken along with their happy hours from 5 to 7 p.m. Enjoy 5 beers for $20, $10 cocktails, $10 frozen margaritas.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of
with Inter-Caribbean Airways.
Shop at Corrazes, hardware Corrazes, footwear Corrazes, footwear Corrazes, 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 Corrazes.
The biggest songs of the summer, every day and all night long on Boom Summer Fest.
Wine to the room, yeah. Wine and go down, yeah. Wine right down, yeah. I could tell by the look in your eyes, girl, you be survived. You carry yourself, I could tell that you're full of a style. I want a full subscription to your show, no trial. Can't make it worth my while. Can't make it worth my while, oh, Lord, oh. Girl, I love the way you move it. So tantalizing. The way you do it. So hypnotizing. How when you roll like a belly dancer. Come down, wine for me pretty daughter. You are the stick, I wanna be the charmer. You're whining proper. You're whining perfect. You're whining perfect. Love how you work it. I love how you work it. I love how you work it. Oh, Lord, you turn me
on and on. You're whining perfect. You're whining perfect. Love how you work it. I love how you work. I love how you work it. Oh, Lord, you turn me on. Turn me on. Now you're back from your bond. You turn me on. You turn me on and on. We go by night. I owe you. We go by night. I owe you. We going white tonight. We going white tonight. I bring wine and put down your bumper. I owe you. I bring wine and put down your bumper. I owe you. We go by night.
Don't stress me out, don't stress me out. Ooh, just give me walk, just give me walk. Ooh, and when you hold on to me like I is your lover. Ooh, come baby, give me walk Friday. That wine feels so nice. I feel like in paradise. No lie, that thing feels so nice. With the rum in my glass and the 2 block of ice. No, I feel to wine and walk waistline. Come baby, just give me that ice. With the rum in my glass and the 2 block of ice. No, ooh, don't stress me out, don't stress me out. Ooh, just give me walk.
What's this scene, yeah? Tell you mean, yeah. The way you move, yeah. The way you whine and you grind and you bubble and go down, yeah. Girl, you're fine, yeah. You're moving time, yeah. The way you whine and you grind and you bubble and go down, yeah. Don't look a bit, whine and go down, yeah. Don't look a bit, whine and go down, yeah. Don't look a bit, whine and go down, yeah.
You're live on OMG in the morning. Good morning
Yeah,
to
yes,
you.
you have some good music playing there. I just want to get in this one for the past. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. You wanted to get to this
Yeah,
one?
I just want to get this in one for the pastor because the pastor, I love to hear him explain, you know, when he's on his program there, from his perspective. What about when a pastor is married to a woman, his wife, and he loses his wife because of certain reasons? I would like to hear his advice on this. I know he's happily married, has a wife and so on. But what pastors are just like ordinary people too. Those of us who sin and come short of the glory.
So you want the pastor to talk about what other pastors. Are you near your stereo?
Huh?
Are you near your stereo? I'm getting a nasty feedback.
No, I got everything off.
Okay, so you want pastor to touch on the topic of pastors losing their wives, whatever.
Yes, because I've known of one or two cases. I remember pastor went to St. Lucia with his beautiful wife. Actually, both of us worked together at one time. And he lost his wife in St. Lucia to another guy, and this guy was not even a pastor, was not a churchman, so to put it.
Okay.
So, but it only goes to show that we all have our weaknesses, I would say.
You want to think pastor going to touch on that?
So I would like to touch on that. I mean, okay then, let me put it another way. What sort of woman a pastor should look for them? All right?
Okay.
I hope he's listening. Thank you.
If you want to Okay, but if you want if you want some information on that in the kind of person that a pastor should look for, all those different things on conduct, or look in Titus. Read the book of Titus, and it would tell you about those things. How a pastor should conduct himself, not a man of God, as a matter of fact. Once you decide to be a teacher of the Word of God, etc., 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 check the book of Titus. It'll tell you how a pastor is supposed to conduct himself, etc. Yeah, but I don't see Pastor touching on that. But I hope he's listening, and I if he's not, I will put it out there for you. Winston, I find you're carrying on in it. I don't know if you're trying to fill, if you and Bert is trying to compete, or what it is, really and truly. Let me just get out some of these WhatsApp responses. Randy says, let me see this. Randy says, I also agree with Mr. Thomas on which unit is most important. I think the family unit is most important one in society, because that is where it starts for a majority of cases. That's the reason why why it has been under attack via entertainment, religion, etc., all part of the Western dynamic. If we study human behavioral patterns, personalities, etc., we would see the painting with wider lens. True. Because, like Joma said, society has a design, and they keep redesigning the wheel and make us blame ourselves when most of it is external. Having a free spirit is a threat to them. People need to wake up and think more outside the box. And be more outside box critical thinkers and see what will happen. Just my opinion, just my opinion, though, as food for thought. All right. Okay, Randy. Randy, sometimes the way you structure your sentences, it twists me up a little bit, I have to say. But great feedback. Great feedback. Just reading some of the comments. Alicia John, that's a very that comment there, boy. Alicia says some pastors lose their wife because God is a jealous God, and they spend more time with God than the wife. But aren't pastors I don't even want to put my foot in that water today. For real, I don't want to put my foot in that water. Don't forget, we're waiting to check in with the doc at 9:45. We still have some time, but I can't support that comment, that some pastors lose their wife because God is a jealous God and they spend more time with God than their wife. But when a man is called to preach the word of God, he has to make up his mind to put God before everybody else, and when you enter into
Carly, how is it, what?
Pastor, and tell you, see, you run off when Pastor was having that conversation. God is who calls you, Shady. That's what Pastor said. Pastor said God calls you. All right. But when you're called, or when you choose the path of spreading the gospel and becoming a pastor, a man of God, a preacher, whomever you choose, of course, would know that being a man of God has a certain, you have to have a certain amount of commitment, and you have obligations, and there are things that you have to do. They know how time consuming it can be. You know, as a woman, as a wife of this man, that you have a role to play, and there are things that are expected of you. So to use that as an excuse, I don't know, you're supposed to know what you're getting into. So I can't support that comment, you know. And there are some men of God who like I said, I don't know, I'll put my foot in the water. Not just before we checking with the doc. I'll show you something else in him. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Okay, so we're waiting on the doc. I think this conversation was very insightful in terms of the marriage and injecting love into it, and then talking about what love is and all of this. And thank God the doc is here. It's now time to check in with the doc. Let's go.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Good morning to you, Pastor Richards. How are you this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning? I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you, Doc.
Mic is muted.
Oh, okay.
Tell him his mic is muted.
Pastor, your mic is muted. Unmute your mic, Pastor. If you can hear me.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Shady.
Morning.
What's going on? Beautiful Tuesday morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It really is.
What Shady telling you there? You laughing? Shady and I were planning for you, last night, but I think we're gonna pass on that, Shady, all right? Shady threw you in the fire last night, man. Shady told me you have a good voice. We should try to get you to sing on the program this morning, but you know what? I mean, Shady.
Why would Shady do that to me?
I don't know why Shady. I don't know why Shady knew something that I didn't know. So Shady, am I lying? Shady, you told me that Jill gonna do some singing this morning. Am I lying, Shady? Shady?
No, you're not.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you.
What am I saying?
Yeah, but you know what? We have to pay for that, Jill. If we want to hear you sing, Shady, we have to pay for that, right?
I think we had enough rain for the past few days.
Stop it, Jill. I know you could sing, so Jill, you can hold a tune.
Okay.
All right, okay, Jill.
Yes.
You know, I was listening. I got on some distracted with some other things this morning, but I actually was listening earlier. And there's the gentleman Max. I listened to when he called in, right? Max, you know what I'm talking about, Max?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in between what he was saying, he made some solid points in a couple of the things that he was saying. He made some real solid points. One of the most solid points he made, and I don't think sometimes that we took the time to basically reel it out. All right. Sometimes, you give him the whole spool, you put down the spool. But if you reel it out, you see some good stuff. And he put down the spool and nobody reeled it out, Jill. Nobody reeled it out. He said he's a spiritual man. And, so he's not really religious, he's just spiritual. So I was trying to unpack that. And then he said, but for a guy who doesn't talk much about God, he said, if we could love people the way we claim we love God, we're going to be getting somewhere. And I was like, yeah, Max, reel it out. But Max didn't reel it out anymore. You didn't reel it out. And I don't think...
It's not the first time we've heard that from Max, though.
Well, that's the first. In put in that way, he was like, I And it was profound. It was really, really profound. Max is onto something. Preacher Max. No, I won't go. Here, I mean, like Max doing me better than I could do me. Seriously, but that's what it is. That's what it is. When you're trying to delve into this whole realm of how to treat people, Max nailed it there. Golly. And I was talking about this the other day, when the gentleman wrote in and said, all pastor talking about is nonsense, all he just talk is nonsense. So that's why I was saying Max did me better than me.
Okay.
Because Max said it. These things ain't nonsense. Max hit on some of the things that I hit on. He really did. He talked about I think he talked about cell phone or gadgets, and rather than spending time with your children and family, I can't remember how he put it, to be honest with you, but you heard him too. He said, show appreciation, show affection. I think he mentioned even touching them and stuff like that. He talked about when his daughter was born, what was it, 2008? Talked about all of that and how that impacted him. And I was like, yeah, Max, bring the word today, bring the word. The only thing he didn't give was, he didn't give Bible passage on Bible verse, but he said what Jesus said. Max said what Jesus said. Jesus was, and I'm going to talk about this, frankly speaking, I'm working on it for this Sunday at Kingston Baptist Church, because we're missing something. Too many rules, too many regulations, and this and that associated with church and church life and all of that. Jesus simplified the thing, and he said, man, if you really want to nail it, and this is what Max was saying, if you really want to nail it in life, in society, in communication, in relationships, if you want to nail it, Jesus said, look, don't have a whole heap of rules and definitions and labels and all kind of things. If you really want to nail it. Number one, you say you love God with all your heart. I think Max wasn't bashing that this morning. Max was saying that. You say you love God. How you love God? You're devoted to God. You adore God. You give reverence and deference to God. You love God. Well, Jesus said, yeah, that's good. That's good. That is good. Love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. He said, second is like unto it. Close. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love and the full concept. And again, Max unpacked. Max really dug around and unreal and pulled out the whole thing. Well, almost the whole thing. What Max really was saying this morning, love ain't mouth talk. Love ain't pretty sounding words. Love is not packed, compact definitions and labels. Love is, was it love, Max or you that said it, but between the two of you on that interaction, which was rather informative, he actually said, or you, one of the two of you said, love is a verb. Love is not a thing to have. Well, Max boy, you on another level today, Max. Yeah, love is not. He was right. Love is not a thing to have. Love is not a thing to define. Love is an act. And interestingly, the Bible that many people beat up on, and many people discard, and the characters that they vilify, and it's all fake, and this is nonsense, is white man document. Interestingly, the Bible, and there's congruence between what Max was saying and what the Bible is saying. The Bible says, in this is love demonstrated. When a man can lay down his life for his friend, then it made an example of the way God demonstrated his love towards us, in that while we were yet sinners. So I heard Max quoting Hosea, although he didn't realize he was quoting Hosea. I mean, Max, I don't know what came up on Max this morning, but Max talked about, everybody heard him, so I'm not making it up. Max talked about, hey, let us hypothesize. Let's hypothesize and say, boy, my wife. I mean, he used a word I didn't understand. He used a word that men, well, going out. Basically, he said going out, but no, he didn't say going out. Gosh, I heard Shady use the word before, but it's not a word in my vocabulary, so I may not put it in. But basically, step out on the wife, and the wife now in reverse, now being hurt and all of that. She does some things that are not well thought out. Max says, this is how I gonna show my love. And he explains that if she brings a baby into the home, now not everybody gonna do that. But he explained that I ain't gonna be saying I love you, I love you, I love you, I still love you, honey. What he said is that by his actions, redemptively towards his wife, and by his actions redemptively towards the child that comes into the house, he will show it. And this is love demonstrated, and you can't get away from that. It's a biblical teaching. It's the same Bible that people are metaphorically tearing up. That's the value of what the Bible is saying. You can't just talk love. You can't just talk love. You can't just say love. You have to show love. In this was demonstrated the love of God towards us. God didn't just have love for us. That was not enough. To repeat wedding vows, to call on the phone and say all kind of I love you, honey, this, and you have all kind of ways of saying it. To spout love. That ain't enough. Yeah, show me the love. The Bible, Max, the Bible. In this was demonstrated the love of God towards us. Love has to be demonstrated. Max, you're dead right. You're right. You hit it on the head. Love has to be demonstrated to make sense. Other than that, it is empty hogwash. So how do you demonstrate your love now that we come to that? How do you demonstrate your love? Max teased out a number of examples. But the greatest test of love, now everybody needs to hear me what I'm about to say, Jill. Been a counselor for donkey years, so I know what I'm about to say. The greatest test of love, and again, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Don't be too ready to tear up the document. It's a really good book. The greatest test of love is the extent, Jill, you could come in just now, is the extent. And by the way, let me, before I tell you what it is, let me tell you, boy, when people get to the point where the love is tested, the love that you talk about is being tested, that's when it fails. But at some point, love ought to be tested, and love will be tested. And that's when you will know if it's real love or fake love. It has to be tested. And the greatest test of love, now I'm going to say it, the greatest test of love, all of you people in relationships, some of you sweet, dating and thing and da. The greatest test of love is the extent to which the one who says she loves you or he loves you, the extent to which you are willing to make mammoth sacrifices for that person at great personal cost. Jesus Christ did it. He actually laid down his life. He just died. So usually when I do marriage counseling, I remember, especially back in the day, when I ask people, boy, you willing to die for this woman? And that's usually a test. One guy, he's been married now for like 30 something. You say, yes, I could die for this woman. And boy, the way he has lived out his life, he would. Here's a problem. You in love. You in love. You ain't love nobody. You ain't love if you're not willing to bear pain. You ain't love if you're not willing to make sacrifices. You ain't love if you're not willing to forgive a ton load of wrongs against you. I do marriage counseling. People come to me, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, and they give me or she did this, she did that, she did that, da. And I listen, I'm like, boy, so you remember all of that? you reap, to use the Vincentian term, you're reaping up all the wrong things that she did you, or you're reaping up all the wrong things he did you. And the Bible says very clearly, Bible again, don't tear up the Bible. The Bible nails it, boy. Love does not keep a record of wrong. So hear this now. If I'm counseling people and I hear a whole litany of wrongs that the other partner has done, and you've been chewing on and it's been on your mind and this and that, unforgiving, like, boy, that ain't real love. All right, Jill, I could go on forever, so I go.
Let me ask you a question, because you've said that, right? So love, I understand love does not keep a record of wrongs, but aren't we supposed to remember these wrongs so that we can learn from them? I ain't saying hold on to them and make them destroy your relationship, but you need to remember them. Remember the lesson that they would have taught you, no?
You'll be foolish if you'll be foolish if no. Okay, you see, I did not qualify keep and remember. I should have qualified it, because you're gonna be foolish.
People are listening.
Yeah. Good question, good, Jill. I just assumed that people got me. I should have qualified it. You're gonna be real foolish if a guy is beating you night and tomorrow you forgot that he beat you. This is like, or he's doing all of that and he's going out and that, and tomorrow you forget that. No, that's gonna be real foolish. You're setting yourself up. What I mean is that you have to be redemptive. So you cannot, and I've walked people through this where they have used the wrongs as leverage. I don't know if you're getting me, Jill. I don't know if you're getting me. So they take your mistakes of the past, things that you have already moved on from, all right, and actions that you have already corrected. I mean, I get this all the time. Pastor, we had already gone through this. We have corrected it. 5 years later, we just a little argument about how the toilet roll is on the thing, and she hangs it this way, and I took it off, and I hung the toilet roll the proper way, and that's escalated in an argument. Pastor, the woman pick up something from 5 years ago that we gone past, and she just slapped me in my face with it. You get me, Jill? Jill. What you get me, Pastor? I thought we forgot this. It's not like we haven't gone over it. It's not like I am doing the same things again and again. But Pastor, like, she has a record that can't be deleted. It can't be deleted, and she's slapping me in my face with it. So that's what I'm talking about when I said, you don't keep this record. You deal with it redemptively and you move on. You don't put it on your back pocket for some time down the road when you could slap him in his face or slap her in her face with it. Love doesn't act that way. You don't remember all of the mistakes that somebody has done in a way that you hold it to be leveraged against them sometime down the road. Jill, does that explain what I mean?
Okay, it really does. This conversation started with marriage and maybe looking at contractualizing marriage a bit more.
Wait, contractualizing.
Yes. Maybe putting in some, maybe that's the wrong term, but like specifying, changing some of the specifications. I know you will not agree, but
why would you say I won't agree? Marriage is already a contract. I am a marriage officer. Hold on.
Okay.
I am a marriage officer, so if I tell you that, and all you people out there listening, Jill should give me 10 extra minutes today, because a lot of people need this. Marriage is a contract, but we don't call it contract.
Okay.
We use a different C word. We call it covenant.
Okay.
But if you understand what covenant, and I know you do, Jill, you went through this, the whole covenant series. If you understand what covenant is a promise. It is something that is solid. That when God makes a covenant, if you want to call it contract in secular language, you may, but he calls it covenant. And when he makes a covenant, if he says, I'm going to do it, I am going to do it. If he says he's going to bless it, no matter what you do, thy kingdom come, he's going to bless you. When he told Abraham, I am going to bless you, and you're going to be great, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. Abraham made a lot of mistakes. Abraham lied and carried on and stuff like that. God said, bless Abraham. No, I'm not. Hold on. Because a covenant was made. When you got married, Jill, 18 years ago, was it 18? Somewhere around there, 16 to 18 years ago, you got married. When you got married, you entered into a contract. There are 4 specific terms in your contract. All right? To have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse. That is a contract. For richer or poorer. In sickness and in health, till death do us part. That comprehensively covers just about anything that could occur in your marriage.
Yep.
And you stand before a marriage officer and you verbally make this contract one to the other. And the marriage officer, the officer of the law, that's why he's a marriage officer. The officer of the law seals it. And then you sign. You entered into a contract. Okay? But a lot of people break the contract because if wars come, in whatever case it comes, they're out.
And that's why I was saying, Pastor, that maybe we should look at, maybe changing certain things in these contracts, maybe making 5-year contracts because and then renew it before when the 5 years is up, because the way people are treating marriage these days, and some marriages don't even last for 6-8 months.
I tell people
because of the way people treat marriage these days, maybe that's something that we should consider doing.
I discourage people from jumping into marriage, and I really do, because I tell them, and I tell them, I lay out all the terms of the contract, and I make it as vivid and as graphic with examples, as possible. I say, no, you have to realize that your husband could do this, and your husband can do that, and you realize that when you make this contract, by the way, somebody write this down. Somebody needs to write this down. Some married man or some married woman needs to write this down right now. All right? Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verses 4, 5, and 6. Write that down. Check it out. It actually says you just don't do the vow. Just don't do the vow. Don't do it, because if you do the vow in the presence of God and things happen that you can't go through and keep it, that's a foolish move. Frankly speaking, verse 5 says it's better that you don't make the vow. A lot of people think, well, we're shacking up with this, with that. It's gonna be better if we get married. No. The Bible actually says it's better if you don't make the vow. But people will look at us differently. They will honor us, they will respect us. We go be in legal union. The Bible says stop it. Somebody better hear this. The Bible says, verse 4, verse 5, the Bible says it's better that you don't make the vow. Hear this. So 2 people who didn't make the vow, it's better than 2 people who made the vow and then break the vow. Go figure that. It's better not to make the vow. Stay how you did. Vinci talk. Stay how you did. Don't go make the vow in front of God and company. Stay how you did. Somebody needs to read Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 5. Stay where you did. It don't matter how people tell you, boy, you're gonna look more respectful. The church will accept you. You won't get into do things in the church if you get married. No matter what anybody tell you, don't go get married.
But would the church accept you if you don't make the vow when you come to church anyway?
Well, if it's a church, if it's a proper church, it will. If it's a proper church, it will. Churches are afraid to be real, but if it is a proper church, it will. Churches have to deal redemptively with people. That's another sermon altogether. But I want to get this point out there for some free counseling to somebody. It's better that you don't make the vow. Check what the Bible say. Check what the Bible say. It's better that you don't take my word for it. Go read it for yourself. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 5. It's better that you don't make the vow than you make the vow to please people, to please the mother, to please the father. Maybe she got pregnant and had to get married. The Bible says better that you don't make the vow. You see, with God, the thing is so solid that when you make the vow, you have to keep it.
Let's take this call, please. Good morning, you're live on OMG. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Yeah. Good morning. Yes, man. I hear the great pastor preaching on this very important topic there. I just want to ask him, I raise the issue of what about a pastor losing his wife, especially to someone out of church. And I was just, and a man of such wisdom, I want him to tell us what sort of woman a pastor should look for to make, to uphold integrity and respect, for what he's doing. Thank you.
Hey, Dave, my good friend, I hope you're listening off here. But I miss seeing you, man. I really do miss seeing you. I miss our little conversations that we would have. But excellent question out there. Is there somebody that is the ideal wife? And that would take a long discussion, but there are some things that you really should look for. The Bible talks about the whole idea of being equally yoked. And that doesn't mean that one has to be a Christian, the other one has to be a Christian. And a lot of times we tell men and women, forget pastors, pastors included, you had to be equally yoked. But other Christians too, whether or not you're a pastor, everybody hear this. You're a Christian. If your daughter dating a man who ain't Christian, you say, girl, the man unequally yoked with you. Or you're dating a girl, she not in the church. Women these days can't find men in the church. Hello? Women these days, so there's a pastor. We have much men in the church to choose from. We gonna get outside the church. And the first cry of the saintly ones, is, oh God, they gone outside the church to get man. They're unequally yoked. And they miss the idea of what equally yoked is. And basically, is a level of incompatibility. By the way, the yoke is a thing that used to go around the neck of the oxen to plow. So you had two big oxen to plow, and two of them pulling the plow. And you put something around their neck so that they can pull the plow together. Now, if one of one ox is big and the other one is small, and you put the plow on, they're going around in circles because they don't have equal strength. So the whole idea was make sure if the oxen small, then you get two small ones. If they're big, you get two big ones, equal strength. So and if you only mismatch them, think of that, mismatch. If you only mismatch them, they're going to make a mess of the plowing. And marriage, Dave, is like plowing. All right? So you have to be sure that there's equality and compatibility. And a lot of times, you get with a woman, to answer Dave's question, you get with a woman. She's a Christian, she loves God and all of that, and you're a Christian, pastor or not, and you love God, and you're unequally yoked, Jill. Because you have strengths and stuff that ain't match her. She's not on the same ballpark with you. So this is where counseling now comes in. So that the low bar or the bar is not, okay, you're a Christian, you join the church, whatever, you all could get married. That is insufficient. You have to check interests, you have to check abilities, you have to check devotion, you have to check worldview.
Can we take a call real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Well, I didn't finish answering Dave, but go ahead. Dave, but I respect your question. Good question.
Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Yes, just briefly. Pastor, I want you to explain when you say don't make the vow in that part, because some people think when you say don't make a vow, and the question was asked if it can come in the church and so on. I have to explain that part, because people think, okay, as you say, don't make the vow, and you explain why, and they could just believe they could just live in sin and come to church and still be active in church and take part. So please, could you explain that?
Yeah, very good. Like happened yesterday, sometimes people read into what I say, or sometimes I don't say clearly what I need to say. The emphasis of that passage, and I hope you all read it, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4, 5, and 6. The emphasis on that passage is on keeping whatever vow you make. That is the push. That is the thrust. The whole teaching there is you make a vow, you keep it. But so serious is this teaching, and you have to read it for yourself. It actually says, watch me, vows are so serious. You should make vows. You should make vows. Hear me again. You should make the vows. But when you make them, you should keep them. So if you know that you don't have a mindset to keep the vow, I think I should have explained that. If you're going into vow without the dogged, tenacious determination, I get married to this woman or I get married to this man, and come hell or high water, I gonna stay married to this man because I made a vow in the presence of God. So you feel me there? You feel me? So the emphasis is on making the vow and keeping it. But if you're not of the mindset, if you're of the mindset, like Jill was saying, boy, 5 years in, I go reassess. If it didn't look good, I out. Once you going into it with that kind of mindset, my dear, what I'm saying is it's better that you don't go in at all. Don't make the vow. In fact, verse 6, I didn't do verse 6. Verse 6 actually says, my people, verse 6 actually, you all might come for me for some more conclusion. Verse 6 actually says, don't you go make the vow and then come back later on and tell the temple messenger, the servant of God, the man of God, basically, different terms you can use. You can't go cook up with the council messenger of God, get the marriage on or get whatever vow, and then come back later on, verse 6. You can't come back later on and say, oh Lord, it was a mistake, if I didn't know what this guy was about, when I check into his phone and I realized, that was a mistake. The Bible says once you make the vow, you make the vow. You can't come back and explain to the temple messenger later on, this vow was a mistake, I want to get out. It's like Hotel, I don't want to say Hotel California, okay. It's like once you're in, you're in.
All right.
Jill, once you make a vow, you make a vow. Jill, we're going to take this up some other time, all right?
Yes, we really do.
I hope I was able to adequately answer the question, but, we spun off at a trajectory there. But what we really wanted to talk about, love ain't easy. Love is not something you get anything out of. Love is something that all you do, you pour yourself out. Watch me. You pour yourself out at great cost and pain and hurt. You pour yourself out for the one you say you love. And when you start doing that, like Beckett say, love is the answer.
Thank you so much, Pastor Richard. You don't even know. Very insightful.
Yeah. And people can hit me up, and I usually like to help people with this. I have a lot of years of experience in relationship counseling and just truths from the Bible to share. I've helped a lot of people. So in as much as I can, I would help people reach out to me. Take care. Have a good day.
You too. Enjoy what's left of yours.
Okay. Sure. Thanks. Bye.
Well, we checked in with the doc. We basically made the rounds on that. Like I said, this is not what I was planning to talk about today, but this is where we got. So I hope you enjoyed your time with us on OMG this morning. We know you guys like to go a little more down the political road, but every day, man, oh gosh, man, it's always good to change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So not that the things that are going on in our country and in throughout the region isn't important, but remember, too much of anything is a bad thing. So we must be balanced. All right, we must be equally yoked in our conversation, right, Pastor? We must be equally yoked in not just the way we think or how we act or how we show love or how we receive it, but also in our conversation. And I think sometimes we feed our minds too much of the wrong things. We really need to watch that too. Sometimes we ingest too much of certain things, and that's not really good for us mentally or physically. Watch what you ingest today. And when I say ingest, I don't mean in terms of food, but what you let in, whether it's through social media or whether it's through what you listen via music or your podcast or your TV shows that you may watch, or even tuning in here. Be careful of what you ingest. It's good to have a balance. Sometimes it's good to take a break when you see you're getting too worked up about certain things. Do you see how Mr. Hamilton came back after he took a little break? I'm telling you would be so proud. He took a break and he came back. I think it was 3 days. He came back after 3-4 days maybe.
a couple days.
Give or take. And he was just calm, and he called in today and he stuck to the point, and he spoke so well, and that was it. So sometimes it's good to take a little break at times, and remember, like I said, if you take nothing away from this, watch what you ingest today, not just through your mouth, but through your ears, in your mind. All these things, we really need to watch these things. All right.
Well said, Jill. Well said. Well said. I'm still here.
Of your day, my darlings. All right.
Have a good day.
We kind of encroached on the Shade Room's time. Raw was here, and he's ready to go. Winston, everybody till tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. Rufus, Preston. Well, Preston signed out already. Michael, everybody who came through. Blessings to y'all. Let's go.
I was the top, and then I realized, nah, that might, I think what I get from
Boom Summerfest is on. The biggest songs of the summer. Every shift, every day. Playing all the party anthems and hits. All day and all night. We turn up the heat. The Boom Summerfest is on.